Well, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, the 22nd of May, and this is Memorial Day weekend. And, of course, we want to remember those fallen heroes from whatever war, going all the way back to, I guess, the American Revolution, the Civil War, and, of course, what we're now experiencing in Iran as well. Anyway, we say welcome to Breakfast with Roger and Friends. And that includes yours truly, Roger Monroe, and Dr. Gene Sidler. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
And Teri Chamberlain's here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Teri. And Terry Grawey, the well-known hypnotist.
Captain.
Yeah, Captain, I don't know about that. My rank was...
You're captain of this ship, aren't you?
Spec 3, 4, 5, something, whatever the case may be. Good to see everybody. We still have that cool breeze in the morning, don't we? It's hard to know how to dress because the weather outside is frightful and the fire is so delightful, and we get into the studio and it's stuffy.
Yeah, it is.
And now you look comfortable. You got on your fatigue hoodie.
It's camo.
And by the way, we want to say good morning to everybody on YouTube, the only Peoria radio station that can be seen and heard worldwide, and you don't have to go to the store to get an app either. You just hook into YouTube for that matter. But a pleasant good morning. Any big plans for the weekend, ladies and gentlemen?
My wife and I are leaving shortly after this show to go visit our son in the Cincinnati area.
Yeah.
Yes.
You like Cincinnati? I've been there only once, and it seems like a nice... It's not a small town by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's spread out. It's an old border town, basically, from the days of the Civil War.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Was it with the north or south?
Ohio was with the north,
okay,
but it still has many remnants of being somewhat connected to the south as well, because so many people, especially escaping slaves, moved across the border, moved up from the south across the border and settled in southern Ohio and Cincinnati. So a very large black population as well, but that just adds to the, I guess, the ambiance of the city. Mm-hmm. And it's in a area geographically very unlike the Midwest and central Illinois, which is very flat. Mm-hmm. Down there's these huge rolling hills and valleys, and no road goes straight. It's all up and down and curves, and
they build houses on those hills, don't they?
Oh yeah.
They built.
Yeah. Oh yeah, built all into the hills and up the hills and
down
the valleys. Yes.
They probably have a north.
Beautiful.
That
really
north
beautiful.
Valley. Would they have a north valley?
They do have a north. No, I don't know. I don't know about that. But he lives in an area just to the north. Of course, if you go south from Cincinnati, you're wading into the Ohio River. But there's also
and then into Kentucky.
And Kentucky, of course, the suburban Kentucky area is very built up, but he lives just in one of the northern suburb areas, which are just flourishing and growing. There's construction everywhere, new housing, new apartment
building.
building.
Now? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a growing area, a growing city.
What's he do?
He works in a tech firm. Company is called EST Analytical. They make, sell, and service.
He doesn't call me trying to sell me stuff, does he?
Well, they are more into the analytic devices that measure pollutants and water samples and soil sample, all kinds of things. Wow. They don't do the sampling. He used to work for PDC Labs, worked in the lab.
Yeah, I do remember Royal Coulter's company here in Peoria.
Yeah, he used to work in the laboratory doing some of these kind of things, and then got a job offer from the company that made and serviced a lot of equipment. Does he like living in
Cincinnati versus Peoria?
Oh yeah, they love it over there.
Sorry to hear that.
His wife's a teacher. She teaches now. She used to teach high school. Now teaches junior college, and she's going for her PhD. So
good
she
for her.
Wants to get into.
Is she a Peoria girl?
Geneseo, Illinois.
Geneseo. Well, you don't. We used to play them in football. Geneseo, Illinois.
Yep.
Good high school football team.
Football and basketball. They're good in sports for a small school size of Geneseo.
All right, for 10 points, panel. What's the Peoria connection to Cincinnati?
Well, Cincinnati used to be in the Missouri Valley.
Okay. Yeah,
Played
you're
Bradley
right.
all the time when
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson was
Yeah.
their star.
The Bearcats, I believe, were they called?
Cincinnati Bearcats, yes, yes.
Yeah. This was an individual who worked and lived in Peoria for a number
And then
of
went to
years.
work in Cincinnati.
That is correct.
And I remember we've
You're
talked
on the right
about
track.
him, but I don't remember who it was.
Okay, well, he passed away, and it was a very good friend of mine,
He was
Dave
a city
Krings.
worker.
He was the county administrator
county-
for Peoria.
county.
Dave who?
Dave Krings, Krings.
Administrator here?
He was just a super nice guy, big hockey fan. He followed the Rivermen and then went to Cincinnati, and they had a hockey team, and he and his
They
wife.
do
and
still have a hockey team, the Cincinnati Cyclones. I think they're in the AHL.
I believe that.
a minor league.
Nice, really a nice guy. We stayed in touch with one another, and he went to Cincinnati a lot more money than what he was making in Peoria, and it was served by the Hamilton County Board, and they only had 3 members. And interesting, he was there for many years, and the county board changed and went from a Republican majority to a Democrat, and he lost his job.
Oh, oops.
Hamilton
And,
County is one of those collar counties, I guess you'd call them, just to the north of Cincinnati. And my son used to live in Hamilton County. Now he's moved over to Butler County, which is just adjacent to the east of Hamilton County. It's just a beautiful area.
Yeah, and he kind of presided, you might say, or administrated during the time when they built a new, did they build 2 new stadiums, one for football and one?
Well, that's been quite a while now.
Yes, it was.
Downtown,
Yeah,
right on the
really long time.
riverfront, is
Yeah.
the Paul Brown Stadium for football, and then the Great American Ballpark for baseball. They're not far from each other, a couple blocks apart.
Your grandkids?
And they have 2 sons, and our grandkids over
Okay,
there.
so you're taking what to spoil them?
Yeah, they go over and babysit like most grandparents do.
Money, candy,
Yeah.
snacks.
Money, candy, that'll do it.
Well, let's do what we do every morning: is bring you the best of the best in terms of news coverage, and we have plenty to report this morning. So let's do it. I could never figure that speaker out. That's one of the as you know, I'm a real wizard when it comes to technology.
Yes, you are.
We've
And
always talked about
nobody can explain to me why this speaker, for the first time, it's like it's waking up.
I've seen somebody sneak in here at night and turn that thing up at full volume.
No,
So there's a gremlin in the works there.
no, it's a little mouse is what it is, and it's on my computer. Ha ha ha. Any rate, let's get into the weather. I'd love to have you read
Oh, I won't
it.
be able to read it.
Yeah, you
There's
won't
no
be able to
way.
read it. I'm going to let you study
I'll
it.
take notes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That would be wise. We'll start with the weather, sponsored by your hometown community bank's division of Morgan Community Bank. 50 wonderful locations in Central Illinois to serve you. Look for the clock tower, and you know they have time for you. Member FDIC. Mostly cloudy today with a high of 72. Tonight, cloudy, possible showers after 9 p.m. An overnight low of 57. Tomorrow, partly sunny. Nice day, warming up to 78. Tomorrow night, showers with a low around 58. And Sunday, a chance for rain with gradual clearing. We'll warm up to 80 degrees on Sunday. Of course, Monday is Memorial Day, and it will be a beautiful day and a beautiful morning, sunny and 83. And don't forget the annual Memorial Day program on the riverfront, starting with the Peoria Municipal Band in concert from 10:30 to 11 o'clock. And I have the honor of emceeing again this year. Plus, tomorrow at 10 a.m., a memorial service, an annual one at Parkview Cemetery with the American Legion post number 2, and yours truly speaking briefly, and I emphasize briefly, for about the 5th or 6th years I have done it and enjoyed every bit of it. At any rate, let's have the news with the 2 Terrys. And it certainly is brought to you by one of our many wonderful sponsors, Spoon River Home Health, around since 1993, providing home health care by caregivers who care, including nurses, therapists, and home care assistants. Locally owned and operated, Spoon River Home Health, available 24/7 at 309-245-0723. Now with our lead story, here's Terry Chamberlain.
As reported yesterday on our program, one person was pronounced dead at the scene of a two-vehicle crash on eastbound I-74 at the Morton ramp. 3 others were transported to local hospitals for treatment. Their conditions unknown, as well as the identity of the fatal victim of the deadly crash that happened around 5:30 in the morning.
Former Peoria High School coach Danny Ruffin was to go on trial June 1 on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and inappropriate involvement with 2 Central High School students. Appearing in court yesterday, Ruffin's attorney requested a 2-month delay in that trial. Since Peoria County prosecutors had no objection, the Peoria County Circuit Judge set the new trial date for August 17th. Ruffin will be in court August 6th for a pretrial hearing.
There was a scare yesterday afternoon in downtown Peoria when a construction crew ruptured a gas line to the Civic Center. Firefighters were called to the scene as Civic Center employees evacuated the facility, as did some in City Hall. Gas lines were shut off and the leak repaired.
A new Peoria County Election Commission Executive Director has been named. He's Jess Joseph. He replaces Elizabeth Gannon, who resigned to take another job. Joseph has been serving as the Assistant Director.
Yeah, do you know for sure it's a male? Do you know?
You know what, I don't. After I said that, I thought, oh, boy.
I struggled.
I don't
think
know.
it's
And
a
today,
female.
I don't know how they relate. I don't know. There's so many questions
I
these
think
days.
it's a female because the first name officially is Jessa Lee.
I think you're
So
right.
would
and
you
I
not
kinda-
think that
I
it's
stepped
female?
on that. No, I'm sorry.
But she's also known as Jess, and that's what threw me off because, Jess Parker,
Yeah.
wasn't he an actor?
Fess Parker.
It was
Oh.
Fess. It's close.
Missed it by that much.
No.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's just an F and a F and a G or J.
That's close.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I interrupt this,
No, that's all right. I'm glad
this
because
professional
I
newscast.
kind of threw that in there, and I thought, I don't know that for sure, but
Yeah,
it was too late.
I think she is a female.
She is a she.
Ameren, Illinois is telling its customers to expect an increase in their rates from 8.7 cents to 11 cents per kilowatt hour beginning June 1st. That affects only those customers who use Ameren as their electric supplier. The increase is temporary. Ending September 30th. Company officials blame the increase on a greater demand for electricity and its aging equipment, not their officers. Ha ha.
Excuse me, I'd like to talk to you about solar for your home.
I've had 3 people knock on my door. I tip my hat. I want to listen to them because that's really hard work. And, it reminds me of the story of what
Fuller
was
Brush, the Fuller.
no,
Fuller
the
Brush thing?
religious sect that goes door to door.
The Mormons.
Mormons.
The what?
The Mormons, the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, the guy from the church, the Latter-day Saints, knocked on the door, and the guy answered the door and said, "Come on in." And they went in and sat down, and the homeowner says, "What do you want to talk about?" And he says, "I don't know. No one's ever let me in before." and they used to work in pairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and they had black attire with white shirts.
And then we had the religious people. No, I'm not talking about the guys with solar panels. It is amazing. That is hard work. I mean, cold calling is.
And I don't like to be, but they're taught you have to get 3 no's before you go away.
Really? Is
So
that
I
the
just
line
go
for it?
no, get away. But what was really yesterday, I went to Lowe's, and there's 2 guys standing there, and they had a Lowe's vest on. Now, it wasn't the red vest; it was a blue one. And they said, "Hey, do you need any help with anything?" I said, "No, I'm fine. I know my way around." And they said, "Well, can we talk to you?" I said, "Yeah, what do you need?" So we're this solar company. Lowe's lets other vendors come in and sell, which I
didn't know. I
don't like
That's
that.
I don't know.
And I told the guy, I said, "Look, here's my problem with the solar. The guy that lives down the street or across town who works for Ameren, who drives their trucks, if you get solar and you have a problem with your electricity, Ameren sends the truck. That's Ameren employees that come out and fix, the problem. But these companies, I said, where's this company? And it took me 4 questions before he said, California. And I said,
Interesting.
you don't spend any money here. You don't go to our restaurants. You don't spend money in our market. Well, we're here. He said, yeah, you came to town. You rent a place here in town. And, you sell all this, and you take all this money out of town. I said, well, you're going to pay a lot less. I said, I'd rather pay a little bit more and support somebody local.
Ooh, good answer. Now, I will tell you, vendors in a store is not always bad. And a good example is, in part, I bought membership in Costco just for that reason, because they have vendors pushing different foods.
Well, the food, yeah, but
yeah,
that's what they're selling there. But when
Well,
they're
I'm not
selling,
knocking. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, when they're selling other stuff. No, you just like the free samples.
Absolutely.
You just want the free
That's
samples.
right. When I get hungry, I think, I'm going to go to Costco and eat free.
Have a snack.
Don't they ever say, haven't you already been here 8 times?
Yes, one woman did. She refused to serve it to me. And so I got
No,
a customer was walking by, and I said, would you get a sample for it? No, I didn't. But it is good food. The samples
Yeah, because
are
they're trying to sell it. Yeah.
absolutely.
You don't ever buy it.
Yes.
No, you just. Do
Let's see.
you ever buy? Do you ever buy what you sampled?
No, never.
Oh, you're a great
Well,
customer.
why should I buy it? I can get it free every day at 11:30 or 1:30 or whatever.
Oh my.
In other news,
Another Peoria honor flight leaves next Tuesday for Washington, D.C. for a visit to the war memorials on our nation's capital. Honor flight official Bob Reed, an Air Force veteran, says the plane will be full of veterans, their companions, and a medical staff to ensure their safety during the trip. Monday's Memorial Day, and the Peoria Memorial Day Committee invites everyone to attend the annual program at the riverfront, featuring the Peoria Municipal Band, vocalist Lee Winger, and the Sea Cadets. And are you emceeing this too?
I'm emceeing it again this
Roger
year.
Monroe is
They said
emceeing.
we're going to have you back, and eventually you might get things right.
Yeah, and you're going to do a little singing with
Oh,
Lee?
no.
A little bit, no?
As Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations, and that's one of my limitations, one of many.
Several speakers, including John Morris, president of the Riverfront Museum, and Von Kirschgessner of the American Legion. The program starts with the municipal band playing patriotic songs from 10:30 to 11. Roger will be there as MC again this year. Please attend. There's no better way to remember and honor our fallen.
What do you do as an MC of that? Do you tell
Just,
jokes?
welcome everybody and introduce the various speakers and individuals who are participating in the program. It's really a nice program, well attended, I don't mind saying.
Is there
a
singing?
large crowd? Yeah, Lee Winger will sing
is your
the
friend
national
singing?
anthem,
Is,
and the
Kathy
municipal
singing?
band. You know what is neat about it? They start playing under the direction of Dave Roman, who used to be, as you know, the head of the Bradley University band at Bradley basketball games at the Civic Center. Neat guy, and he's headed up since he left Bradley, the municipal band, for a number of years. So they will entertain from 10:30 to 11, which I think is pretty neat because you can kind of arrive and really socialize along with friends you haven't seen for a while. It's a very nice program, so I hope people will. And it's going to be a nice day, weather-wise.
And that's Monday.
That's Monday, yeah. The official program starts at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And that's the news this morning. And we continue with news from our friends at WCBU.
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Ben Howell. East Peoria is placing a ban on smoking and vaping at Levy Park. The updated city code prohibits the use of tobacco products and electronic cigarettes, matching a ban in place at Eastside Center. City Attorney Scott Brunton admits the code language doesn't stop people from smoking in their cars with the windows down.
It's just kind of a leftover vestige from that provision, and at this point, it hasn't caused us any problems.
The city held an official opening for the $3 million Levy Park in September. Illinois State Police are investigating an early morning crash today on Interstate 74 that killed one person and injured 3 others. The two-vehicle collision happened shortly after 5:30 in the eastbound lanes near the Morton exit. One vehicle was overturned in the median. One of the occupants was pronounced dead at the scene. The person's identity and official cause of death have not yet been released by the coroner's office. 3 others were taken to a local hospital. Their conditions have not been released. Illinois lawmakers have expanded due process rights for teachers when receiving a warning, but there are concerns this could erase documentation of patterns of abuse. Faith Colson is a survivor of abuse by a teacher and is the name behind Faith's Law, which strengthens requirements intended to stop grooming in Illinois schools. Colson says if the abnormal amount of time her abusive teacher was spending with her was tracked, the school could have responded sooner.
I'm concerned that it could open a door to remove documentation of something that occurred that then later, if a pattern continues, it would make it harder to address that behavior.
Supporters say the measure only involves warnings for minor offenses. The price of gas in Peoria has ticked down in recent days, but is still well above last year's average as Memorial Day approaches. The fuel cost tracking website GasBuddy shows a per-gallon average of $4.87 in the Peoria market, down more than 6 cents from a week ago. The average price was $4.16 last month and just $3.29 before the holiday last year. GasBuddy lead analyst Patrick DeHaan says that oil markets remain volatile and fuel costs are likely to climb higher in the weeks ahead. I'm Ben Howell.
All right, Ben, thank you. And now we turn to the world of sports. And Dr. Gene Sidler, brought to you by Bradley Fans.com. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you, Roger. Sad news from the world of sports and from racing. Kyle Busch, one of the top and most popular and successful drivers in NASCAR history, died suddenly yesterday at the age of 41. His family announced yesterday morning that he had been hospitalized with a severe and undisclosed illness and that he was withdrawing from all the activities this weekend at the Coca-Cola 600 race in Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the top NASCAR races on the circuit each year. But just a few hours later, the family announced that he had died. There are reports that he'd been suffering with sinus and cold problems and had a cough, but no other details have been released officially about his cause of death. He's survived by his wife and 2 young children, ages 11 and 4. His numbers of records are too numerous to mention.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
At the age of 41, he has racked up the most NASCAR wins of anybody in history. He has raced on 3 different circuits, the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, which is a step lower than the top NASCAR series, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He raced trucks, had 69 wins in the Truck Series, 102 wins in the Auto Parts Series, and a total of
wins.
234 wins
Wow.
that he's racked up in his 22-year racing career.
Yeah.
Just an incredible talent racing-wise. He was nowadays well-liked by his compadres because of his style. He had the nickname Rowdy after the character in
Rawhide.
No, actually, it's,
Oh, yeah. You remember in
well, but that's
Rawhide?
not what he was named after. He was named after Rowdy Burns, the character in the stock car racing movie that had Tom Cruise in it,
Cruise down.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
And he was a very aggressive guy that kind of used his car to spin other cars out so he could take the lead.
I do that on I-74.
You do that with,
yeah.
with the trucks.
Any chance I get. Do you have any idea what are the possibilities that this young viral,
Viral.
well, it was viral on TV and viral on,
Yes.
Could have died like an embolism, a blood clot?
Well, there's been all kinds of
Suddenly.
speculation by people talking on radio and TV, and yet, like I say, nobody has released any official details. My suspicion is something like a pulmonary embolism. That's a blood clot that starts in the legs. He had complained in the last couple of weeks of some leg problems and some breathing problems and sinus problems. I don't know where the sinus connects to that, but a blood clot can move up to the lungs and can be very serious, even fatal, sometimes before it can be diagnosed. He died very quickly after going into the hospital yesterday morning. So we'll find out.
What would be the emergency response medically to something like an embolism? Or is there any quick cure response to that kind of a critical medical situation?
Oh, yeah, definitely. In fact, it requires a very quick response. If you have a pulmonary embolism, that's, of course, a blood clot landing in the pulmonary artery, and that means that blood from the heart is not getting to portions of the lung that are now obstructed by that blood clot, and therefore the blood flowing out to the rest of the body has less oxygen in it. And so you have to support the blood oxygen level, usually giving them oxygen supplements. And then the next step is to try to open up that artery, and that's done with blood clot
Thinners.
busters, clot busters, anticoagulants. Usually very effective at reversing that, as long as you can support the patient in the meantime. But there's another organ that's severely affected sometimes, that's the heart. The blood clots can sometimes get hung up on the valves of the heart or in the heart itself, and that is the much more serious problem.
Yeah.
You can support the blood oxygen level usually, except in the case of massive blood clots. And the heart issue, much more difficult. You may have to go in surgically and remove the clot, major surgery.
And you don't have the time typically to do that. Is this kind of a sudden, unexpected death of a 41-year-old, very masculine and healthy man? Does that mandate require an automatic autopsy?
I would guess that it would, and it's up to the coroner in each jurisdiction to make that decision. But sure, I think it's so unusual. You would not have any reason to suspect a natural cause of death, and he apparently did not have anything health-wise prior to his death that would give a clear indication that he had a terminal disease or fatal illness. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think the family would want it to determine if it was something that might be inherited, a condition for family members and so forth. But a lot of people, some families don't like the idea of an autopsy. So in cases where the option is left to the family, they can make the decision. But in some cases, and maybe in this one, they don't have a choice in the matter. That the coroner might say, we need to find out what happened.
Well, yeah, ultimately the coroner has the jurisdiction and the overrule ability to require an autopsy, if for no other reason to rule out foul play or some other issue that maybe draws into the legal world. So
I wonder if anyone wants to take the time, but I heard many years ago that the chief legal officer of the county is a coroner.
I believe we researched that.
Yes,
That's
I
true.
remember that. We did research that, didn't we? And that
Really?
That's
Chief-
kind of a shock.
He's the chief what? What do you...
He's the chief, becomes the chief legal officer of the county.
over the sheriff?
He can override a sheriff.
Yes.
Wow, really? Mm-hmm. Huh. Oh, no, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know they're able to be armed. The coroner is able to be armed and carry a firearm.
according to AI, the coroner is not the chief legal officer in a county. The chief legal officer who represents the county in civil matters and prosecutes criminal cases is typically the county attorney, district attorney, or state's attorney.
Oh, really?
Well, well, good morning, Ray. Thank you.
That's AI.
Oh.
So
Ray's working today.
Maybe Ray knows the answer to that question.
Yeah, pull the chair over there, Ray, and make yourself comfortable. Anyway, back to sports.
Yeah, let me run through the sports real quick here. Major League Baseball results yesterday, not much. Cardinals were in action. They lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-2. Cards start the series in Cincinnati tonight against the Reds. And the Chicago Cubs were off. They will start a series tonight hosting the Houston Astros. The White Sox were off. They will play in San Francisco tonight against the Giants, and the Peoria Chiefs were active. They beat the Cedar Rapids Colonels 9-6, and they'll play again tonight, and that series continues through Sunday. National Hockey League, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Montreal Canadiens beat the Carolina Hurricanes 6-2. So you get a 1-0 lead in that series to start that off. And tonight is Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Las Vegas Golden Knights at the Colorado Avalanche. Las Vegas leading that series already 1-0. In the NBA last night, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA. New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 109-93. Knicks now have a 2-0 lead in that East Conference Final series, and Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals is tonight with Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs tied 1 game apiece. Some NFL news, Roger. You're always interested in that. Just when the Bears fans thought that a new stadium situation couldn't get any messier, it just did. The Bears had narrowed their choices for a new stadium site to either Arlington Heights, Illinois, where they own that former Arlington Heights racetrack property, or Hammond, Indiana, where they've been offered a large swath of land in northwest Indiana. And they made it clear that those are the only two choices, and that Chicago, returning to Chicago, had been eliminated as an option. However, yesterday, NBC Chicago and the Chicago Tribune reported that state legislators from Chicago, conspiring with the mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson, are working in Springfield to sabotage the state's deal that would help keep the Bears in Illinois and in Arlington Heights. Chicago politicians reportedly believe that if they can block that bill from passing, it might allow a deal to keep the Bears in Chicago to be resurrected. Other Illinois legislators, including Illinois State Senator Bill Cunningham, a Democrat from Chicago area, co-sponsored the bill that would give the Bears the necessary tax breaks they need. They went on record with the Chicago Tribune that these legislators from Springfield, most of the other legislators from Springfield, are quite miffed that the Chicago politicians' shenanigans now could lead to the Bears
God, these
leaving
politicians,
Illinois altogether.
You gotta just. Oh, never
No,
mind.
they can't. They're concerned that this will torpedo the Illinois deal, and they'll end up going to Indiana, and Illinois will lose out completely. Bears say the deal is dead, so we'll see where it goes.
What
from
is
here.
dead?
That they are not willing to deal with Chicago anymore, that the option of trying to build a stadium in the city of Chicago has long since passed. And that's not going to happen for a number of reasons. But the Chicago legislators that we're talking about here still think that they can force the issue by, as I say, sabotaging the deal to give the tax breaks to help them build in Arlington Heights.
Okay.
Anyway, the other news, Sunday, the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. Last year's winner, Alex Palau, is in the pole position. His speed was somewhere a little over 232 miles an hour. Now, that's not anywhere close to the all-time record of somewhere around 237 plus miles an hour. They put in restrictors in the carburetors to slow those down a number of years ago because
Oh, yeah, they really slowed it down.
it was getting
232.
dangerous.
I mean, that's nothing, right?
Yeah.
We do that on I-74.
We're way down to
on
232.
the Ray LaHood Highway.
Wow.
The TV coverage starts at 9 a.m. The race starts at 11:45 Central Time. It's on TV on the Fox Network, and weather is looking pretty good. There's maybe some rain in the morning, but it should clear up by race time. We'll see what Kyle says later when he's here. That's it for sports.
That's it. Well, we're going to talk shortly with Ray LaHood. He's going to talk about the Ray LaHood Highway and speeding on I-74. But first, let's bring you up to date with some of the stories we're following this morning. Teri Chamberlain, brought to you by Advanced Medical Transport of Central Illinois since 1991. The men and women of AMT have been saving lives with paramedics and emergency medical personnel. You know, AMT serves 65 communities with 54,000, count them, 54,000 emergency calls a year. When seconds count on Advanced Medical Transport of Central Illinois. When you're looking for news, count on Teri Chamberlain. Good morning, Teri.
Good morning. As we reported yesterday, one person was pronounced dead at the scene of a two-vehicle crash on eastbound I-74 at the Morton Ramp. 3 others were transported to local hospitals. Their conditions are unknown, as well as the identity of the fatal victim of the deadly crash. It happened around 5:30 yesterday morning. Former Peoria High School coach Daniel Ruffin was to go on trial June 1st on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and inappropriate involvement with 2 Central High School students. Appearing in court yesterday, Ruffin's attorney requested a 2-month delay in that trial.
Well, there's no reason to get choked up about it. They'll be treated fairly.
Must be all the pollen in the air.
Yeah.
Since Peoria County prosecutors had no objection, the Peoria County Circuit Judge set the new trial date for August 17th. Ruffin will be in court August 6th for a pre-trial hearing. There was a scare yesterday afternoon in downtown Peoria when a construction crew ruptured a gas line to the Civic Center. Firefighters were called to the scene as Civic Center employees evacuated the facility. Gas lines were shut off and the leak repaired. A new Peoria County Election Commission executive director has been named. Jess Joseph replaces Elizabeth Gannon, who resigned to take another job. Joseph has been serving as assistant director. Ameren, Illinois is telling its customers to expect an increase in their rates from 8.7 cents to 11 cents per kilowatt hour beginning June 1st. It affects only those customers who use Ameren as their electric supplier. The increase is temporary, ending September 30th. Company officials blame the increase on greater demand for electricity and its aging equipment. Another Peoria Honor flight leaves next Tuesday for Washington, D.C. for a visit to the war memorials in the nation's capital. Honor flight official Bob Reed, an Air Force veteran, says the plane will be full with veterans, their companions, and a medical staff to ensure their safety during the trip. Monday is Memorial Day, and the Peoria Memorial Day Committee invites everyone to attend the annual program at the riverfront, featuring the Peoria Municipal Band, vocalist Lee Wenger, the Sea Cadets, and American Legion Post No. 2. There are several speakers, including John Morris, president of the Riverfront Museum, and Ron Kirchgessner of the American Legion. The program starts with the municipal band playing patriotic songs from 10:30 to 11. Roger will be there as MC again this year. Please attend. There's no better way to remember and honor our fallen veterans. And those are the headlines, Roger.
Thank you kindly. Now a check of the weather this morning, the service of Kyle Varnold of Fortner Insurance. Kyle is an insurance professional. He can review your portfolio of coverage for home, auto, life, and health to make sure you're getting what you're paying for. And you can reach Kyle today for more information, 309-682-0519.
Mostly cloudy today and tonight, Roger. High 72 today, possible showers after 9 o'clock, low 57. Yes, ma'am.
But Mr. Brothers says to take the rain out of the forecast, and he will explain in further detail.
No rain today?
That's what he said.
None? Ever? Anywhere?
That's what he
All
said.
right, I'm going to take it out. Okay.
You know, that's
Thanks, Kyle,
encouraging.
for the update.
You know, I wonder why he doesn't just send me the forecast early in the morning
I think he
or...
wants us to screw up, so
Yeah,
correct it.
and we usually oblige him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he just changed it. Partly sunny, warming up to 78 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, cloudy, low around 58. Sunday, partly sunny, high near 80. Monday will be a really nice day, about 83 degrees out there. Right now, Roger, it's 56 at the Wazoo.
56 degrees, and we're honored with the presence of former Congressman and former Secretary of Transportation for the United States of America, Ray LaHood. Good morning, Ray.
States of America.
Thanks for coming in. I know you have thoughts. You're a big sports fan. What do you think about the Bears looking for a place to be their home stadium? Keeping in mind the governor some time ago said there will not be any taxpayer dollars used to keep the Bears in Chicago.
When Governor Pritzker was in town the other day, I had a chance to visit with him about a program that I'm very interested in called the Edgar Fellows, and he made it clear to me that the Bears would stay in Illinois, and it also seemed clear to me that they would probably be in Arlington Heights.
Well, that seems to be the way the winds are blowing currently. But, you know, I'll say this, and I haven't been to Soldiers Field in a long time. They spent a fortune updating that field. What's wrong with it?
It's almost impossible to park.
Well, that's true.
It's
Unless
almost
you're by boat.
it's
It's
almost
the
impossible.
smallest stadium attendance-wise, even
Pardon
with
me?
all, yeah, with all the changes that have been made, and they just want a bigger stadium.
It's small.
Yeah,
and
they can't sell many
and
seats.
they want an enclosed stadium.
And they
Is
want
that
to,
right?
and they want to own
That's
it so
correct.
they can host Super Bowls and
That's correct.
concerts and
Yeah,
all
that's
kinds of
correct.
other things.
Well,
That's
that
how they-
that
that's
does
how they
make
make
sense.
money, the stadium owners,
Yeah, I mean, who wants to play in Soldier Field in
10
December
below.
24th
Right.
or January 5th?
Well, we've watched many very cold games there,
We
and
sure have.
it just seems horrible sitting in front of your TV watching people sitting there freezing.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Yeah,
you're
well-
old enough to remember when they played in Wrigley Field, are you not?
I saw a game at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
I think that the Bears will end up in Arlington Heights. I think that's what the McCaskey family wants. I think they're trying to negotiate the best deal they can. They're clearly not going to go to Hammond, Indiana, on the site of a nuclear, where there's all kinds of chemicals, and the Arlington Heights site was purchased by them, and they own it, and they're going to build a state-of-the-art stadium. And look, when you look around the country, the Dallas Cowboys are not in Dallas. And you look at almost any professional team, they're not in the city that
They represent.
or the city that's on the name of the
The
team.
Giants and the Jets don't even play in New York. They
That's
play
correct.
in New Jersey.
That's correct.
Yeah,
And so
but-
this idea that you're taking the Bears out of Chicago is nonsense. Arlington Heights is a part of the Chicagoland area. And I can't believe fans are not going to drive on the interstate, have good parking, have a beautiful facility. It's just silly to think that, Arlington Heights is in, Timbuktu.
Well,
It's
and
not.
ultimately, it's up to the McCaskies, isn't it?
That's
I mean,
correct.
it's their call. It's not
That's
the governor's
correct.
call.
A
It's
very bad precedent was set when Governor Thompson, who I liked very much and I thought was a good governor, gave Reinsdorf and his family money to build a new Comiskey Park. And since that time, everybody thinks the taxpayers ought to foot the bill for these families that have made enormous amounts of money. The McCaskey family has made an enormous amount of money.
Yeah. You don't find the sound of Hammond Bears appealing to you?
There'll always be the Chicago Bears. I can
Yeah,
tell you
you're
that.
right.
It'll be
Yeah.
the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always
Right.
be the Bears.
historically, you're exactly. Let's more from the world of sports too. By the way, before we do, is talk a little bit about your grandson, who's a member of the Bradley University golf team.
Yeah, my grandson Brogan Smith just finished a great year at Bradley. He's on the golf team.
Why is it we don't hear more about Bradley golf or
Because nobody cares about it.
Well, I do. I've always been supportive of whatever sport it is. Shoot, I remember when they had a swimming team.
Yeah, look at basketball reigns
Was
very, very-
supreme.
Yeah, and it's the moneymaker at Bradley also. It's what drives the whole athletic program, and I don't begrudge that at all. I'm a huge Bradley basketball
Well,
fan.
you're a huge golf. Who used to be the big name in golf? Was it Bobby Tajikawa?
Well, you can go back to Davy Lundstrom.
That's
Remember,
right. From
he was a
Galesburg, who
basketball
played
player, but he also
basketball,
played
yeah.
golf at Bradley.
You're about local,
I don't know
the
that
local guys or Bradley
has
guys?
Bradley
had
guys.
Okay.
other great golf guys in the past that went on to fame.
No, not really. I mean, the most famous Peoria golfer is obviously Tommy Cool, and he's trying to make it into the pros. He's from
Yeah,
Morton.
right.
He played at Morton High School and the University of Illinois, and a really, really tremendous family, and he's a tremendous young man. But as far as Bradley goes, it's difficult. Perhaps to raise the level when basketball reigns.
Yeah,
It just
you're
simply
right.
does.
I'll tell you a quick story about Davy Lundstrom. who, as you said, was from Galesburg. He was a guard, as I recall, on the Bradley basketball team. Well, he was on the PGA. He qualified, and he was leading after the first day of a PGA tournament in Ohio. So a friend and I decided to drive up or drive over to Ohio to cheer him on. And he was on a putting green practicing, and we debated whether or not to go up and wish him well that day. And finally said, well, I'm sure this is all part of the game, the stress of playing. And so we went up and wished him well, told him who we were, and he thanked us and so forth. And then we waited until it was time for him to go to the first tee. And on the first tee, he stepped up, whacked the ball out of bounds.
Ooh.
And so we really, our hearts sank and so forth. And so in that instance, they give him another ball, or he takes another ball and hits a second ball. Whack the heck out. Where do you think it went? Out of bounds. He had a horrible day that day.
Did you?
And we blamed
get in your
ourselves.
car and drive back to Peoria?
No, we stuck with him the whole time, and I remember seeing him walking on a fairway, like maybe on the 5th floor, and he spotted us, and he kind of shrugged his shoulders to say, "I'm having a bad day." And
Yeah, that's golf.
but I don't know. I think he finished maybe in the 20s or something like that. But don't they also pay golfers?
Some tournaments pay every
almost
player.
every golfer.
Yeah, some do, some don't. Some only pay the top 5, and it just depends on the tournament. Augusta National, they pay every player who makes the cut.
Sure.
Have you ever made any money golfing, Ray?
No, I've lost money.
I did too, Ray, at Wheatie. I mean, even at Wheatie, I lost money. Give your thoughts. Are we going to settle this war with Iran, or are we going to wind up bombing the crap out of them again?
Well, nobody knows.
No. I don't even think Donald Trump knows what he's going to do.
He doesn't know. And the fact that he got us in to this mess with Iran, you can't dispute the fact that Iran has a nuclear capability and has killed thousands of its own people, killed thousands of people in places like Israel, and Hamas are, they're side groups. Hezbollah, they're side groups of Iran. They're funded by Iran. Hezbollah has just wreaked havoc in the southern part of Lebanon. Hamas has wreaked havoc in the Palestinian Authority, and so they're no good. Their leaders are no good. They're bad people, and a lot of it's based on religion, though. But bottom line is, this was poorly planned, and without any of our allies being involved. And now, for President Trump to say, "Hey, the allies aren't with us," well, they were never consulted. He decided, he and his Secretary of War or Defense or whatever you want to call it, decided they were just going to go in and bomb them. And they've wiped out the leadership, but they don't know what to do now because it was poorly planned, and our allies were not with us. And so this criticism of the fact that the allies are not with us, I think they would have liked to have been with us if they'd been consulted in the beginning.
Well,
and knew what the game plan was.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always easy to criticize when things are allegedly not going well. But Ray, on the other hand, not to challenge you, but we have all the support in the world in the war against Ukraine and Russia. And where are we? We're mired into a war that has been going on for how many years now? And we had the support, and we've poured billions of dollars, and we're still in the middle of nowhere in the war between Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah, well, the idea that President Trump knows how to make a deal, he doesn't know how to make a deal with Putin, and he doesn't know how to make a deal with the Iranians. That's the bottom line. I mean, you may not like the criticism, but the mess we're in Ukraine and the mess we're in Iran, There's no way out. Nobody knows what the way out is, and Trump's in charge. He he owns this. And
Well, he doesn't own Ukraine. That came along before Donald Trump.
No, but when he campaigned, Roger, what did he say?
Yeah,
I'll end the war in one
Yeah,
day.
Yeah, I
You remember that.
Oh, I sure
I'll
do.
end the war in one
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Well, he's had more than one day.
Yeah.
And, to be honest, I don't know if he's willing to stand up to Putin. I think that's the problem.
Oh, I'd be nervous about standing up to Putin because the last thing we want is another world war, which is what it would be. I don't think anybody
you shouldn't
has.
be campaigning on the
Yeah.
idea that you're going to end the war in one day.
I can't argue that. No, but I'd love to.
Look at Trump is in charge. He can't blame it on Biden anymore. He can't blame it on anybody anymore. He's in charge. And it's his responsibility. He did start the war in Iran, but he has nobody knows how he's going to end it.
Yeah.
And if your point is correct that he didn't start the war in Ukraine, he's the president now. He owns this. This is a part of his administration. And to go out and tell people, I'm going to end this in one day, in part, people believed him, Roger.
Yeah, and I did believe him. I hope that he would end the war, for that matter. But when we talk about Iran, I hope he can bring it to an end. However, if he doesn't, say goodbye to the country of Israel, because if they have a nuclear weapon, the first thing they'll do is kill all the Jews in Israel. And so it isn't just about the United States of America or Donald Trump. It's the protection of
it's also the
main
protection-
ally that we have.
Yeah.
And if you notice, the other countries that are being challenged over there are behind us as well on behalf of fighting
Roger,
Iran.
You and I agree on this. I just mentioned Israel. I just mentioned Lebanon. Iran is just wreaking havoc with with these organizations.
What do you? If you were Donald Trump, what would you do?
Well, first of all, I would make sure that Ukraine is taken care of.
Okay, but I'm going to talk about
this
Iran.
idea that he invites Putin to come to Alaska, rolls out the red carpet, and what did he get for it?
He got nothing for it.
Absolutely nothing.
But you got to try, Ray. I mean, give the guy credit. He has tried.
Isn't there negotiations going on currently? You've got Witkoff over there, and
They're spending all their
J.D.
time.
Vance went
they're
over.
spending their time on Iran right now. They're not spending much time in Ukraine.
No, but this is what I'm talking about. They are negotiating these conflicts so that it's not like it's a stalemate. They've reached a dead end or anything. It's ongoing. I think there is a way out, and I think it will work its way out.
We pray for it, don't we?
Yeah, I think the negotiations will work out in the end. Maybe it'll require a few more bombs, but something will get settled there.
Well, in other news,
Ray, do you know Tom Hamilton well?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Very
thought you
well.
might.
Yeah. I think it's a.
yeah,
I think it's a
explain
great
who Tom Hamilton is
Yeah, the
and
new guy.
the praise for him.
Yeah, Tom Hamilton, first of all, comes from a tremendous family. His father was
Wayne.
Wayne Hamilton was a outstanding coach and administrator, and contributed a lot to the Peoria Public Schools. And Tom has developed a great ability to raise money, raised millions of dollars for the Cancer Center to bring the proton here, which we now have, and it's up and running. And so he's got a very good track record, a very good Rolodex for fundraising. He's been hired by Chris Reynolds at Bradley, the head of athletics, to raise money for the men and women's basketball program, which is really needed if we're going to compete with all these other schools in the NIL and paying players, and you got to have the money to do it. And Tom was really brought on board to help Bradley raise the money that it takes to get the players to come and play here.
Yeah, you were talking, and I hope you can share it with our audience this morning, that under Jim Shadid's leadership as president of the university, the entry numbers, registration numbers are going up.
Yeah, a week ago today, we had our Bradley Board of Trustees meeting, and President Shedd had announced that enrollment is up 30% over last
that's
year.
terrific.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really all on him. He spent the last year recruiting kids from Central Illinois, which we haven't done very well in past years, and recruiting kids from the Chicago area. And so we have very, very strong enrollment numbers, and that's encouraging. One of the problems we've had, like many universities, is our foreign students have not been allowed to come back to the university. They're trying to take their courses online, but with the curtailment of visas, every university around the country has lost its foreign students, and they pay full tuition and room and board when they come to a university, unlike others who we give money to. So that was part of the problem. But a big part of the problem is we weren't doing the kind of recruiting that we should have been doing and promoting the university. And Jim Shedd has spent the last year doing that and done a terrific job, and he's going to keep his foot on the pedal and keep going. And we've made tremendous progress. And all of us on the board are very proud of Jim. I know the community is for the way that he's highlighted Bradley. He's changed the campus. He's fixed up one dorm. Now the board just approved fixing up another dorm. We're redoing the entrance to Bradley University on Main Street to make it look make it look very
At the
appealing.
corner of Main and University.
That's right. Yeah. So lots of good things going on at Bradley. Lots of positive things. Bradley, when you look at our community, there's probably three critical organizations. OSF now is the number one employer in Peoria. They have the number one employees. Obviously, Caterpillar is still very important. They employ 14,000 people. The CEO of Caterpillar was in Peoria this week talking to employees. And the point that he made was Peoria is still very important to Caterpillar.
That's good news.
And so they're redoing the building next to the Caterpillar administration building. They're going to move a bunch of engineers in there. So we still have engineering in Chillicothe. We still have the parts in Morton, the parts department. We still have the foundry in Mapleton. We still have manufacturing in East Peoria. The CEOs, the executives are gone, but the people are still here, and Caterpillar still has a strong presence. So you've got OSF, you got Caterpillar, and you got Bradley University, and I would say you got the Peoria Riverfront Museum. All four of these organizations are really the kind of the spark plug that has really helped us to carry through and move Peoria forward.
And Bradley University has a strong relationship with Illinois Central College.
That's right.
As well, and that's one of the premier junior colleges in the state of Illinois.
Absolutely, and they've just hired a new president at ICC, and she begins very shortly. And Bradley does have a good relationship with ICC, and we've recruited a number of students from there to come to Bradley.
And the number one attraction when it comes to breakfast with Roger and friends is we have our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets large and small 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little-known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. I like to think that I'm helping fellow dog and cat owners find the best solutions for keeping their pets healthy and happy. One of the many ways we can do that is by weight management. If we or our pets keep the extra pounds off, we lessen the risk of many expensive health problems. Just like with humans, that means exercise and not eating more than we burn. The form of exercise should take into consideration the behavior of our pets, which is linked to their genetics. Hunting breeds will like retrieving games like fetching and hiking. Beagles and dachshunds get excited about food stuffed into a Kong toy that they have to work to get at. They also like to chase things. Herding breeds might like flying discs or agility courses, while toy breeds like squeaky toys, learning tricks, and playing games. Of course, all dogs like to walk with us. Now, cats love a paper bag, cardboard tube, toy mice tied to a string that you can dangle, or chasing a beam of a pin light. It's fun to play with cats, but dogs make the best workout partners. So remember, if your dog is overweight, it is likely that you are too. Form a team and get moving. It's good for everyone. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's Pet Tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7 o'clock, and it's time for a look at the news, weather, and sports on WAZU FM 90.7 in Peoria, Illinois. And we start with the weather, and it's brought to you by Steve Sink, managing partner of PHX Affiliates. Steve has been a business broker for more than 20 years, working with clients confidentially and professionally for the sale or purchase of a business. More information available about business from Steve Sink at 309-696-8508.
Cloudy today, Roger, but we took the rain out of the forecast. The high will be about 72. Tonight's
We
cloudy.
didn't take it out.
Well, I was told
The weather
to.
guy
I
did.
was
Said,
told
get
to,
that
and I did what I was
forecast
told.
updated.
Low 57. Partly sunny tomorrow, warming up to about 78. Tomorrow night cloudy, low around 58. Sunday partly sunny, high near 80. Memorial Day, a beautiful day, 83 degrees out there. Right now, it's 56 at the Wazoo.
And that's a look at the weather, and now we turn to the news, and here's Terry.
As reported yesterday on our program, one person was pronounced dead at the scene of a two-vehicle crash on eastbound I-74 at the Morton Ramp. 3 others were transported to local hospitals for treatment. Their conditions unknown, as well as the identity of the fatal victim of the crash that happened around 5:30 in the morning.
Former Peoria High School coach Danny Ruffin was to go on trial June 1 on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and inappropriate involvement with 2 Central High School students. Appearing in court yesterday, Ruffin's attorney requested a 2-month delay in that trial. Since Peoria County prosecutors had no objection, the Peoria County Circuit Judge set the new trial date for August 17th. Ruffin will be in court August 6th for a pretrial hearing.
There was a scare yesterday afternoon in downtown Peoria when a construction crew ruptured a gas line to the Civic Center. Firefighters were called to the scene as Civic Center employees evacuated the facility, as did some in City Hall. Gas lines were shut off and the leak repaired.
A new Peoria County Election Commission Executive Director, there we go, has been named. Jess Joseph replaces Elizabeth Gannon, who resigned to take another job. Joseph has been serving as the Assistant Director.
Ameren, Illinois is telling its customers to expect an increase in their rates from 8.7 cents to 11 cents per kilowatt hour beginning June 1st. It affects only those customers who use Ameren as their electric supplier. The increase is temporary, ending September 30th. Company officials blame the increase on a greater demand for electricity and its aging equipment, not their officers. Ha ha.
Another honor flight leaves next Tuesday for Washington, D.C. for a visit to the war memorials in the nation's capital. Honor flight official Bob Reed, an Air Force veteran, says the plane will be full with veterans, their companions, and a medical staff to ensure their safety during the trip. Monday's Memorial Day, and the Peoria Memorial Day Committee invites everyone to attend the annual program at the riverfront featuring the Peoria Municipal Band, vocalist Lee Winger, the Sea Cadets, American Legion Post Number 2.
There will be several speakers, including John Morris, president of the Riverfront Museum, and Ron Kirchgessner of the American Legion. The program starts with the municipal band playing patriotic songs from 10:30 to 11. Roger will be there as MC again this year. Please attend. There's no better way to remember and honor our fallen.
In a new medical study, researchers said how long you sleep could determine how long you'll live. Researchers from Columbia University studied data from 500,000 people who self-reported sleep duration during a 24-hour period, including naps. The results? People who slept too little or too long showed signs of older biology and a higher risk of future diseases. The ideal sleep period for women, 6.5 hours, and for men, it's a little bit more. 6.4 hours, I'm sorry.
Too little sleep affected cardiovascular, gastrointestinal, neurological, and pulmonary conditions.
Ah, jeez.
And a 50% higher risk for all-cause mortality.
Well,
Longer sleep, a 40% higher risk, and a stronger link with psychiatric-related outcomes. So, Dr. Sidler, what's the answer?
I'm going to go home and take a nap
Can I
right now.
comment on that?
Yes, go ahead and
I'm going to take a nap. Go ahead.
Studies on sleep have been done for eons, going back even into the early 1900s. And it's always been noticed that people that get a little bit more sleep are generally healthier. But this is not prove cause and effect. It does not prove that the time that you spend sleeping is the reason you might live longer. It might be the exact opposite. It might be that because people aren't healthy, they don't sleep well, and therefore their sleep time is less, and you end up looking at that saying, oh, they're sleeping less and they're not healthy. It must be because of the sleep. No, it might be the other way around. It might be because they're not healthy. They don't get good sleep. So we really don't know, except that there's strong evidence that getting at least 6.5, 7 hours of sleep a day does improve health. And so that's what most experts recommend and say that we should do. Mm-hmm. But not everybody's the same. Some people get by with 2 or 3 hours of sleep at night.
Yeah.
I had patients who slept 3 or 4 hours a night and did fine.
Interesting. I get usually about 6 to 6.5 hours of sleep during the week, and I feel great. On Saturday, I sleep in and get 8, maybe 9 hours of sleep. I feel lousy. Sunday, the same thing happens. So, but I sleep in because during the week at 4:30 in the morning. What am I going to do if I get up Saturday or Sunday
morning? That's
morning?
interesting, Roger, because I sleep well and feel well 5 days a week, and 2 days a week I don't. And what days a week are those? Well, Thursday and Friday.
Tuesday and Friday?
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday, yeah, when you do the show.
I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. No, it's because you're changing your routine, and a routine does seem to work better for our biological rhythms.
Is there this biological clock? We all have that. We talk about that all the time.
Well, what do you call a biological clock?
Well,
your brain.
Our body produces hormones in cycles, 24-hour cycles, rising levels of cortisol and other hormones that help maintain our body health. And when people that switch from a day shift to a night shift experience that. They'll have like 3 months of feeling poorly during the day, trying to get sleep now at a different time of the day. And then finally their body will adjust to that, and they'll start doing better.
Since I started coming in here, and I'd set the alarm, to be able to get up, and I've noticed that I get really upset when that alarm goes off and I got to come in here.
Oh, you'll get used to it. What you need to do is level out, is come in 5 days a week instead of your 3. Terry, how do you sleep?
I'm a night person, so it's difficult for me to And I can no more go to bed at 9:30 than the man in the moon. And so it's usually about 11,
Yeah.
11:30.
So do you take a nap during the day sometimes?
Sometimes, but a lot of times if I'm on the move and just keep going, then no, I don't.
I read once, a number of years ago, Dr. Sidler, that people who take naps live longer than those who don't. Again, I don't know how scientific or medical accurate it is, but what are your thoughts about naps? I know Teri
Well, if people are
Grawey naps during the show.
if people
Well, you
are
have to. Yeah.
significantly deprived of their sleep during the night, then it probably does benefit them to get a nap during the day to get a little bit more sleep time. But everybody's different, and some people don't need naps, some people do. There obviously are cultures, like, in Mexico, the siesta, that
That was a big thing nationally, wasn't it?
Yeah, for a long time, and still today there are people who follow that kind of regimen where they routinely will try to get a nap in the middle of the day, and they seem to function well. Life expectancy is quite good among those individuals who do that.
Yeah, well, Ray, you were in Congress for a long time, and big room, and sometimes boring stuff go. Did you ever fall asleep in the chamber?
Never did.
No, never.
Never.
Yeah.
Huh.
I swear, in watching, I won't say who the judge was, some video of a trial in Peoria, and the video appeared to show the judge
Taking a little nap.
taking a little nap. Exactly. And they have had video of different members of Congress who have been seen napping.
Well, all the
And Supreme
presidents.
Court justices.
yeah.
Also, they've got video of presidents napping also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Biden
yeah.
used to have those,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
recently Trump, I think, was nodding at an event. But these guys are up sometimes, 12, 15 hours in meetings, and some of that stuff's pretty boring.
When you're talking
when you
about
talk about bombing people, maybe you could get up for that.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff's a little boring, right?
what I read about naps is they were emphasizing, marketing and promoting 20-minute naps. Now, I nap every day. I guarantee you it's not for 20 minutes. It's longer than 20 minutes. When does that curve, you might say, of diminishing returns
I don't
apply to
know.
naps?
I don't know what.
Do you take naps?
I do yes, on Thursdays and Fridays. I usually go home, and if I have time, I can get a nap. My naps are like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's about what thank you. I'm so happy you said that, because I've been feeling
If I don't have that
guilty.
much time, I still sleep an hour and 10, and if I
Yeah.
have more time, I get up at an hour and 10 minutes. It's just something about my biological clock, I guess, and that works for me. So people obviously are different. I don't know how much good a 20-minute nap does. They call those power naps. And in
Yeah.
fact, some businesses even encourage their people in these little work cubicles to go ahead and they turn their lights down and they have everybody try to do a 20-minute power nap in the middle of the morning or the afternoon. I don't know if it does any good. I'm not sure there's any studies that look at that.
There are times when I will take a survey of the congregation at the church I attend to see how many heads bob down
Oh, really?
during
During
the
the
minister's sermon. Yes. And I found, by the way, lately his sermons have been shorter.
Yeah, you probably could do it better if you weren't one of those who were bobbing.
Yeah, exactly right. At any rate, I find the fascinating study is kind of interesting, primarily because what you just added, the cause and effect, are not necessarily neurologically connected, you might say. So that you're nodding the head, does that mean okay?
I think so, yes.
All right, we have news from WCBU, and hard work produces results, and that's why Realtor Kathy Reynolds of Home Smart is so successful. She works hard to get results for her clients seeking to sell and or buy their next home. To learn more from Kathy Reynolds of Home Smart, you can reach her today at 309-696-2162.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Ben Howell. East Peoria is placing a ban on smoking and vaping at Levy Park. The updated city code prohibits the use of tobacco products and electronic cigarettes, matching a ban in place at Eastside Center. City Attorney Scott Brunton admits the code language doesn't stop people from smoking in their cars with the windows down.
It's just kind of a leftover vestige from that provision, and at this point, it hasn't caused us any problems.
The city held an official opening for the $3 million Levy Park in September. Illinois State Police are investigating an early morning crash today on Interstate 74 that killed one person and injured 3 others. The two-vehicle collision happened shortly after 5:30 in the eastbound lanes near the Morton exit. One vehicle was overturned in the median. One of the occupants was pronounced dead at the scene. The person's identity and official cause of death have not yet been released by the coroner's office. 3 others were taken to a local hospital. Their conditions have not been released. Illinois lawmakers have expanded due process rights for teachers when receiving a warning, but there are concerns this could erase documentation of patterns of abuse. Faith Colson is a survivor of abuse by a teacher and is the name behind Faith's Law, which strengthens requirements intended to stop grooming in Illinois schools. Colson says if the abnormal amount of time her abusive teacher was spending with her was tracked, the school could have responded sooner.
I'm concerned that it could open a door to remove documentation of something that occurred that then later, if a pattern continues, it would make it harder to address that behavior.
Supporters say the measure only involves warnings for minor offenses. The price of gas in Peoria has ticked down in recent days, but is still well above last year's average as Memorial Day approaches. The fuel cost tracking website GasBuddy shows a per-gallon average of $4.87 in the Peoria market, down more than 6 cents from a week ago. The average price was $4.16 last month and just $3.29 before the holiday last year. GasBuddy lead analyst Patrick DeHaan says the oil markets remain volatile and fuel costs are likely to climb higher in the weeks ahead. I'm Ben Howell.
And let's get into the world of sports brought to you by BradleyFans.com. Dr. Gene Sidler with all the sports stories we have.
Thank you, Roger. Well, the top story today, Kyle Busch, one of the most popular and successful drivers in NASCAR history, died suddenly yesterday at the age of 41. His family had announced earlier in the day that he had been hospitalized with a severe yet undisclosed illness and that he was going to withdraw from all activities from this weekend at the Coca-Cola 600 race in Charlotte, North Carolina. But then just a few hours later, the family posted a social media post that he had passed away. There are no reports or details further about what the cause of his passing was. He had been suffering from some sinus and cold problems as well as a cough, but it's not clear whether that had any relation to his cause of death. He's survived by a wife and 2 young children, ages 11 and 4. He has a total of 234 wins in his 22 career racing in NASCAR, by far the leader in that category. Really well respected and very popular race car driver. So sad news. Major League Baseball scores yesterday. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals were among the only ones playing. They lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-2. Cardinals start a series in Cincinnati tonight against the Reds. The Cubs were off. They're sitting on a 5-game losing streak, now 1.5 games behind the Brewers in the National League Central Division. They were off yesterday, and they host the Houston Astros today. And the Chicago White Sox were off. They play in San Francisco tonight against the Giants. The Peoria Chiefs did play last night. They beat the Cedar Rapids Colonels 9-6. In the NHL last night, in the East Conference Finals Game 1, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Carolina Hurricanes 6-2. In the NBA Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals last night, the New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers to take a 2-0 lead. Final score of that game, 109-93. Sunday is the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 race. Last year's winner, Alex Palou, sits in the pole position. Race time is 11:45 a.m. on Sunday at Central Time. TV coverage on the Fox network. Little news about one other new sport I bet you haven't heard of. Sunday is the start of the inaugural Enhanced Games. Have you heard of that yet?
Never heard of it.
It's being heavily promoted in certain ways. It's in Las Vegas. It's a new event promoted as the alternative to the Olympics. Only doping and use of performance-enhancing drugs is not only not allowed, it's encouraged.
Oh, come on.
Yes, it's being termed the steroid Olympics, and promoters claim that this will unlock the limits of human potential. There's 42 athletes participating in sports like swimming, track, and weightlifting events. Competitors can select between substances of 5 categories: testosterone, anabolic steroids, growth factor, metabolic modulators, and stimulants.
Where do I sign up?
This is not good. This is not a good thing.
Well,
I know. What's next?
so we'll see how that goes over. But like I say, it's got some very heavy financial backers, several
You're
billionaires.
serious? This is true? I thought you were making
Absolutely.
this up.
No, this is absolutely true. There are
this is
several very wealthy backers backing this. They believe that it's going to be wildly popular, and we'll see.
I
Right
think
now,
that we're-
the only
Wildly is pretty accurate. Wildly
the only
popular.
TV available is on Roku, if you know that, and also it's being streamed on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch.
So what are they going to
Couple of
swim or are they
streaming
going to run? What
Well, he
there's
says
several
swimming.
swimming events,
Yeah.
there's track events, and there's weightlifting. That's the only 3 areas of sports right now that are going to be competed, but they expect it to expand. Some of the athletes are athletes that are currently on the banned list for international athletic competition.
Really?
Yes, because they have already been found to be dabbling
I
in
guess
the PEDs.
you can't fight them, join them, I guess, right?
Where will it be held?
It will be held in Las Vegas
Oh, well, that figures.
at one of the big hotels.
Motel 6?
Resorts International.
Okay. Have you been there?
This is weird.
I've been by there. It's an enormous hotel.
Really?
Right on the
So it's
strip.
a bit, sounds like it's going to be
It's
a
a
big
relatively
deal.
new hotel, yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite hotel when you go to Vegas when you gamble?
The one with the low price.
Yeah.
So who are you, in this event? Who are you backing? The steroid users?
Well,
or
they're all
the-
going to be steroid users.
Okay,
You know,
all be
they're
steroid.
all going to be using steroids and growth hormone and other stimulants or whatever they can use to, they're going to have a
Is there
medical
any
staff
limit on
hand.
drugs that they take? No limit on any drug that they take.
From what I was able to find, there's no limit on these. And yes, they're going to have a medical staff supposedly on hand to monitor their health.
Well, somebody's heart's going to blow up or something.
That's
something
what's
weird's
going to end
happen.
this. I'll tell you that. That's a real possibility, I think. Because obviously, if the goal is to win a medal,
You're going to
what's
shoot
going to
up.
stop you from taking as much of these drugs as possible?
Exactly. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think.
Let's get a little serious. We do a big job of picking favorites for the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and now the Belmont. How about the 500-mile Speedway? Do you have a favorite? I'm going to pick Paloux.
Well, Paloux, the pole sitter, and he
Yeah,
had the
that's right.
fastest
Yeah.
qualifying time. Alexander Rossi was close behind. He's in the number 2 spot. Some others that I'm not real familiar with. David Maluskas is the 3rd guy in the front row. He's a Penske team member, and Penske's have done very well, Chevrolet cars, in the previous races. And he's just, again, fractions of a second behind in his qualifying
Well,
time.
who's your choice?
Just to pick one, I'm going to pick Connor Daly. Connor Daly used to race with the Ed Carpenter
That's,
team.
connected with
Now
John
he's
Beers.
with a different team, Dreyer and Reinbold. I'm not familiar with them. But I'll go with Connor Daly. Remember Renus Van Kay? He's in the race as well at the number
Yeah.
11 spot. That was another one
I
of
think he was
Carpenter's.
another one with,
Yes, he was.
with John
And
Beers.
so was Scott Dixon at one time. They're both in the, I think, in fourth.
Wonder why they
fourth
come
row.
and go.
It's all about money.
Oh,
If
okay,
you
yeah.
offered more money to go to a different team, you'll switch teams.
What's your choice,
I'm
Terry?
passing on this.
You what?
I'm recusing
Well,
myself.
at least pick the female. There's a female.
There is a female in the race.
Oh, yeah,
It's
I think
Catherine
Legge.
Legge, yes.
British. Okay.
She is in the number 26
luck
slot,
with that.
racing for
And
the
there were
H.A.
how many
Foyt
drivers?
team.
25?
33.
33.
Okay.
3 rows of 11.
All right. What's your choice?
If that's such a toss-up at those speeds, and there's the wrecks and things. I like Carpenter. I think he's due.
Yeah,
He's
he
getting a
is
little
due,
bit
yeah.
older, and if he could just hang on a little bit, I think he might do okay. I mean, these younger guys are tough to beat because they.
Ray LaHood, do you follow racing at
No,
all?
but I did follow your interview with John Beers, and whoever John's for, I'm for.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 3 up.
Well, then I'm all for 3 of them.
Well,
For 3, for second and third.
Win, place, and show.
If you followed the interview, I'm sure you were moved, as we were, about the spirituality of what he talked about. He's a great man of God,
Yes,
and
he is.
he has some other stories of things that have happened to him that he's shared personally, and they're pretty emotional, to say the least.
yeah.
Speaking of that, we are entering the Memorial Day weekend, and I know you have some thoughts to share about the importance of observing this.
Well, I'm glad to see you're
Ian.
still involved, Roger. I'm glad you're going to be emceeing the Memorial Day events, and it's very appropriate that you do that. I remember the time when you and I shared the stage when our friend General Wayne Downing was the speaker.
Boy, you're going back. You remember, what year was that, Ray?
I don't remember the year, but I remember you and I were much younger.
Yes, that's right.
And Wayne Downing was a real hero for
Yeah.
Peoria. And,
Boy, he was.
Yeah,
He was.
really tremendous commitment to our country and the work that he did, and a lot of it he couldn't really talk about because it involved highly intelligence information. And anyway, he gave a really good speech, and you and I were there, and it was a rainy day, and it didn't bother him one bit.
And you know, Dick Durbin was one of the speakers as well.
Right.
It was the dedication of the World War I and II
That's right.
monument, and you may
Which
recall.
you had a lot to do with, so thank you.
I was
for, yeah, thank you for
and
doing that.
And Bob Michael was the honorary chairman of the event. It was pretty impressive ceremony,
very,
wasn't it?
very impressive. And is that where the event will be held this year?
No, this will be at the riverfront.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And there's usually a big turnout. A lot of people
course.
attend it, as
Yeah.
well they should.
Yeah, as our veterans are aging, we still have a good turnout of younger families.
Yes, we do.
And that's very encouraging. And we need to remember those who were part of the greatest generation, but also the ones that have served more recently too, and some who made the ultimate sacrifice, others who just made the sacrifice. And it's good that we set aside the day and remember. As we celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country, we couldn't be doing that without the sacrifices that were made by the men and women who served so gallantly our country. And I think the 250th anniversary would not be with us if it hadn't been for the fact that we had so many who gave so much.
You know, Ray, you worked with and for and with Bob Michael, and as you know, he was a foot soldier in World War II. Did he ever talk about his experience in World War II?
He didn't really talk about it that much.
think so,
You know, he got the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star. He was in battle. He was wounded in the Battle of the Bulge, but maybe from time to time on Memorial Day he would talk about it. But he would talk more about the other people that he served with and the other people that he was serving with in Congress who were great veterans too, like Bob Dole and others. So he was very humble about that.
Yeah. Was he wounded at the Battle of the Bulge?
Yes, he was.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
took
shot in the
place.
leg and the hand.
Isn't that interesting?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things, and I know you carried on the tradition as well, is whenever we had a patriotic day event weekend in Washington, D.C., and it was on television, there was Bob Michael in the front row.
That's right.
And being a part of it.
Yeah, that'll be broadcast again on, I think, Sunday, or no, maybe Memorial Day on Channel 47. So I know people will be watching.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it very much,
Yeah.
and have a safe trip.
Yeah.
And do you are the tools there, or do you take your tools?
We take them with.
Okay, yeah.
Get your painter's cap.
Former Congressman Ray LaHood,
Happy
former
Memorial
Secretary.
Day.
Yeah,
Thanks,
same
Ray.
to you. We'll be right back after this message.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. But every driver seeks the pinnacle of their achievements. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
7:30 is our time, ladies and gentlemen. Now time for the news headlines and the weather, brought to you by Bob Manning, Senior Vice President, Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley in Peoria. For all your investment needs, call on Bob Manning. He's available at 309-671-4653. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. And with the headlines, here's Terry Chamberlain.
As reported yesterday, one person was pronounced dead at the scene of a two-vehicle crash on eastbound I-74 at the Morton ramp. 3 others were transported to local hospitals. Their conditions, unknown, as well as the identity of the fatal victim of the crash that happened around 5:30 in the morning. Former Peoria High School coach Daniel Ruffin was to go on trial June 1st on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and inappropriate involvement with 2 Central High School female students. Appearing in court yesterday, Ruffin's attorney requested a 2-month delay in that trial. Since Peoria County prosecutors had no objection, the Peoria County Circuit Judge set the new trial date for August 17th. Ruffin will be in court August 6th for a pretrial hearing. There was a scare yesterday afternoon in downtown Peoria when a construction crew ruptured a gas line to the Civic Center. Firefighters were called to the scene as Civic Center employees evacuated the facility. Gas lines were shut off and the leak repaired. A new Peoria County Election Commission Executive Director has been named. Jess Joseph replaces Elizabeth Gannon, who resigned to take another job. Joseph has been serving as Assistant Director. Ameren, Illinois is telling its customers to expect an increase in their rates from 8.7 cents to 11 cents per kilowatt hour beginning June 1st. It affects only those customers who use Ameren as their electric supplier. The increase is temporary, ending September 30th. Company officials blame the increase on a greater demand for electricity and its aging equipment. I see lots of candles being used this summer.
Yes.
Another Peoria Honor Flight leaves next Tuesday for Washington, D.C. for a visit to the war memorials in the nation's capital. Honor Flight official Bob Reed, an Air Force veteran, says the plane will be full with veterans, their companions, and medical staff to ensure their safety during the trip. Monday is Memorial Day, and the Peoria Memorial Day Committee invites everyone to attend the annual program at the riverfront, featuring the Peoria Municipal Band, vocalist Lee Winger, the Sea Cadets, and American Legion Post No. 2. There will be several speakers, including John Morris, president of the Riverfront Museum, and Ron Kirschkeshner of the American Legion. The program starts with the municipal band playing patriotic songs from 10:30 to 11. Roger will be there as MC again this year. Please attend. There's no better way to remember and honor our fallen veterans. And those are the headlines, Roger.
You know, this is the time of the year some homeowners learn they have a roof that's leaking. That means it's time to call Hines Roofing, the experts. Hines Roofing has been repairing and replacing roofs in Central Illinois for over 33 years. For a no-obligation inspection of your roof, call Doug Hines at Hines Roofing at 309-672-0910, 672-0910. Quality work by quality people.
Mostly cloudy today, Roger. High 72. Tonight, cloudy, low 57. Partly sunny, warming up to 78 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, cloudy, low around 58. Sunday, partly sunny, high near 80. Monday, Memorial Day, sunny, 83. Don't forget the annual Memorial Day program on the riverfront, starting with the Peoria Municipal Band in concert from 10:30 to 11. Right now, 58 degrees.
And we continue with Breakfast with Roger and Friends. I know one of the things we want to do is clarify the name between our names of Danny Ruffin versus Daniel Ruffin. Dr. Sidler, one is what, father and one is a son? We want to make sure people understand who it is that's been charged
Daniel
with
Ruffin.
these.
Well, yeah, Danny Ruffin played at Bradley back in the 1980s for Dick Versace. He was a pretty good basketball player, although never a starter, always a reserve player for the Bradley teams that he played for in the middle 80s. That's the father of Daniel Ruffin, and they are very specific about using those names differently. Danny for the father, Daniel for the son. And so Daniel, who also attended Bradley from about 2004 through 2008. A very good basketball player, helped lead Bradley to the 2006 Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. Daniel Ruffin is the younger of the two Ruffins that's charged here and is in court. And yes, he's
So
always
it is Daniel.
he's always insisted that he be called Daniel to clarify
I was saying
between
Danny.
he and his father.
Listen.
So yeah, just I thought I'd mention that. Yeah, the Ruffin family, very well known in Peoria. It's a large family, and I got to know their mother, Daniel's mother, pretty well, and just a sweet woman. It's a sad story what's happened here with Daniel.
Yeah. Speaking of Bradley University and Bradley basketball, as we were with trustee Ray LaHood, what was your favorite Bradley basketball team in its long and storied and legendary basketball program?
Well, I guess if I had to say what had the most effect on me, which teams, it would have been the ones when I was a student. When I started at Bradley, 1967 through 1971, I was a student at Bradley. My first year in 67, 68, that was a team that consisted of Al Smith, Joe Allen.
Joe Allen, I remember Joe. Yeah.
And several other, Davey Lundstrom, Bob Sweegris, trying to think who the,
Was,
J.C.
J.C.
Bowen, L.C. Bowen.
And a lot of those guys stayed around town, didn't they?
And there was a terrific team, but back then Bradley was in the Missouri Valley Conference along with Louisville and Cincinnati and Memphis State. And Creighton was not a member at that point,
Okay.
but St. Louis was.
Yeah.
And those teams were just so tough. And so Bradley just, they never won a championship during Joe Stoll's years, even though he always had terrific teams. They never won a championship, other than winning a couple of mid-season tournaments during that time. But they were terrific teams, and yeah, they still stick with me because those players were so terrific. Joe Allen, yes, he became I think he became a city councilman, or at least worked for the city.
I think he worked at the Civic Center for a number of years after graduation.
Died,
and then he was
unfortunately, prematurely.
affiliated with Greeley School. I think that's where he was. Didn't he have a heart attack?
Yes, he had a heart attack
I think
at
he
a
was
relatively
working
young
on-
age. I think in
He was a big guy. He was
around
a big
60.
boy.
He was a very big
boy,
guy,
yeah.
and maybe that might have contributed to some health issues for sure.
But Sweeger stayed here. Sweeger, I can't remember.
Yeah.
what
Well, he was a Peoria kid.
Yes, he was.
In insurance. I think he was in the insurance business.
Did he play at Spalding?
I believe he played at Spalding. We had a manual kid, Davey Klobuchar, that played for Bradley during.
He was Manuel?
He was from Manual.
I know Al Smith was.
And Al Smith was.
And so was the State Farm agent.
Bobby Humbles.
Bobby
He came
Humbles,
along
yeah.
a bit later, late
Manual.
70s,
Great manual
early
player.
80s. Bobby Humble was a decade or so later. But yeah, they had great teams in the late
Sure
70s,
did.
early 80s as well.
What year was Roger Fegley?
Insurance.
75 through
Insurance.
78.
What was that?
They all go into the insurance business.
Yeah, they do. Chad Klein is in the insurance.
Fegley was-
But Fegley was from 75 to 79. He kind of overlapped the same time era in the Valley as a guy you might have heard of, Larry Bird.
Yes, yeah.
And
Yeah, he had a hard time against Bradley, didn't he?
he did on one occasion. Dick Versace put in a specific type of defense that later became known as the birdcage defense, where he double teamed him literally for all 40 minutes of the game. Even when he was in the backcourt, they double teamed him. Which
They went with him when he went to the restroom. I mean, that's how good they were.
So he scored a total of 4 points. That was the lowest scoring total he had in his
That's
entire
it.
career. High school, college,
Oh, my.
pros, Olympics. He never scored that low, except in that one game against Bradley. He scored 4 points. He had 1 basket and 2 free throws in that game. And Bradley lost because they left. Indiana
they might
State,
have lost
of course,
that.
made it to the championship of the
they
NCAA
did.
tournament. They had
They
a
were out
pretty
there.
good team. They had 2 or 3
You
other
bet.
really good players, and you're double teaming one guy. You have only 3 to cover the other 4, and there was always somebody open to kill Bradley with outside shooting or inside shots. So Bradley still lost, but they did hold Bird to the lowest total of his career.
Did
Right.
you go to every game when you were?
Pretty
So
much
every
during
game,
that
this
era.
guy went to every away game.
I went to.
Oh, really?
He
most of
closed
the
his
away
practice.
games.
Well, he didn't
Most of
close
the
his
away
practice.
games?
Most of it. Did a lot.
Not
of
when you were
practice.
in school, after school.
No,
Not
after
so much
school.
in school.
Well, as a
After
practicing physician
Really?
in Morton, like one day
Wow.
I couldn't breathe, and I called,
Said,
and they
"Sorry."
said, Dr. Sidler is in Omaha, Nebraska, and you can't see him.
Did you travel on the team bus or how?
No, he had
Never
his own.
traveled on a team, but I did.
You followed the
Later
bus?
on, but when I became a donor, I was offered a seat on the team charter when they would charter
oh, yeah.
flights sometimes.
Well, they wanted him to drive. That's how much
But we did a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a pilot's license? Could you?
Yeah. My favorite era is Gene Melchiori, Squeaky Melchiori,
I wish I
Billy
could have seen
Mann,
him play.
Aaron Priest, Paul Unruh,
Insurance guy. See,
yeah.
I'm going to insurance.
Dave
business.
Humrickhouse,
Dave Hummer. Do you remember what they called him, his nickname?
Big Dave.
No, Hammering. Hammering.
I just took a shot in the dark because he was a big guy.
Was he from Paris?
He was from. I looked him up
Illinois?
one time because there was a player in the Missouri Valley on Evansville a couple years ago named Humrickhouse. He spelled his name slightly differently, so I looked him up to see if there was any chance they were somehow related. I think Dave Humrickhouse was somewhere north of Peoria, Mendota or somewhere.
really?
Is that north or is that
I was
south?
thinking it was more south.
I could
Yeah,
look him up.
Mendota would be north. My brother had a class and played with the Bradley freshmen when they had a freshman team under 40 Anderson. At any rate, he had a boxing class, and he had to box Dave Humrickhouse. And he said Humrickhouse hit him, and he said he saw stars for about 2 minutes. That's how hard
Roger,
a guy was.
were you a big season ticket holder? Did you go to the old field house and?
I used to have my wife and I would go. And by the way, today, May 22nd, is the 22nd. That's when we were married in 1960.
Oh, congratulations.
And that would be what? How many years ago? 66 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. But we had season tickets, but I worked in the field house, and so I was at every Bradley home basketball
Really,
game.
you weren't the guy that had to mop when they fell on the floor.
No, you know
Okay.
what? You know what? One of the things that me and another guy wised up to is, they were all bleacher seats except for one side. They had theater seats. Okay, so when the game was over, and sometimes before it was over, we would walk underneath the bleachers because you'd be amazed how much money we found.
Oh, there were other reasons why guys walked under the bleachers.
Yeah, you worked with that guy Seymour Butts, right?
No, don't open that door, please. Okay, but it was amazing how much money,
Junk would fall out of people's pockets.
out of their pockets under the bleachers, and we tried to figure out who the money belonged to.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Yeah, right. Right.
And
Big
the
lost and
most,
found,
the
huh?
most I ever found was a $5 bill.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
So it was kind of.
Dave
but anyway,
House was from Paris, Illinois.
that's what I said.
Oh.
Didn't I
Yeah,
say
you
that?
did say that.
Did you say that?
did
Yeah,
say
no,
that.
that's not north.
Do
That's
you
kind
not-
of
do
east.
Yes,
not
it's down
take
by
privilege.
Charleston.
I
Yeah.
thought you meant across
Down by
the across the
Charleston,
bridge.
near the
Paris,
Indiana
yeah.
border.
By
But
the
he was
way,
born
did
in
you-
Hunter, Illinois, which is up by Rockford. It's a tiny
Never heard of
little
that.
town of about a dozen.
For 10 points, where was Aaron Priest from?
Yeah, Aaron Priest, at one time I could have probably told you.
In this area.
Is it this area? I was going to say Springfield area, but
Canton.
is it
Aaron
Canton?
Priest.
The
was
team,
there,
the team priest, the team chaplain.
No,
Oh.
P-R-E-E-C-E.
He was one of
Priest.
the guys involved in that
Yeah,
point shaving
and
scandal.
when it was uncovered, he in a news conference or whatever, he broke down and cried. He was so ashamed of what and unfortunately that cost Gene Malchory. He was the #1 draft choice for the NBA, but because of being and it was considered a misdemeanor, by the way, not a felony.
Right.
They
Oh, yeah, they
disqualified him.
downgraded the charges, and
It was ridiculous.
pretty much let him off without any real serious punishment. But the big punishment was that the NBA banned him from being able to play.
Yeah,
in
you know,
the NBA.
I got a little acquainted with him once a year. Pete Van Aken and I'm trying to think, Ed Dwyer, Ken Golden were some of the names of people that gathered together, and I got invited to go. I thought because of my being a graduate of Bradley University and having both bachelor and master's degree, I thought, well, that's nice. They invited me. And here's how it unfolded. He says, "You have a motorhome, don't you?" And they were going up in maybe
Where
three
were
or
you
four
invited
cars.
with these guys?
We would go up to where Harry Carey's.
Oh, I thought it was a poker game. Sorry,
no.
that's something different.
Well, you know, interestingly, on the way up, I'm trying to think of the guys. Ron Harris.
Ron Harris.
Was somewhat of a gambler, God rest his soul. And we had to stop on the way up at a gambling joint to bet on some horse racing. But I got invited because I drove the
had the
RV.
motorhome.
I had the motorhome. Yeah, I thought, you know, it just shows you what they
Was
told
that
me.
the Emerald Casino in Joliet that you stopped at? Or?
No, it was in the LaSalle, Peru area.
Oh, it was. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what that would have been.
And they said,
Probably off track
coming back,
betting.
we're going to stop again. And I said, no, we aren't. I said, we're not. Because we stopped in Toluca and had dinner at
Mona's and
Mona's
Capone's?
or Capone's, one or the other. But the trip was fun. And when we got to, what was it, Schaumburg, where the Harry Carey restaurant was in a hotel.
Yes, I think it was out near Schaumburg where he had a restaurant for a while. I don't know that it's still there.
But Gene Malchory on 2 occasions came. It was a Bradley University noon luncheon, and people from Chicago who attended Bradley would come to the luncheon, and it was really a fun event. But Gene Malchory was one of the most humble persons I ever met.
Aaron Priest, all these guys lived exemplary lives after that, and it was such a shame that that stained the history of Bradley basketball.
Who was the facilitator of the shaving of the points?
Well, there was a gambler. It was connected to a New York gambling ring, and there was a gambler who was here in Peoria that somehow, you know, Bradley was the #1 rated basketball team in the 49-50 season.
Finished,
And so that was why they targeted the Bradley players, and so they sent some intermediate guy, and I could look up his name.
His name was Louis. Hey, Louis.
Louis.
And his partner was Bubba.
Yeah, he had no neck. Hey, Louis.
Yeah, and he kept working these guys and you know, offering them money, and eventually some of them thought, hey, maybe this is not a bad idea. You know, they were not to lose the games. They were just to
making
shave
sure the
the
points
points,
were
you know, fewer
Right.
points.
Cover the spread.
Because the betting
That's
was on
right.
the margin
Yeah.
of the point of how much you'd win by. And so they would win, but they would win by a little fewer points. So they didn't think it was that serious of a crime, and of course it still was.
Did they ever say how much money? What were they giving these guys? Was it just a few?
$100.
Just
Yeah,
a few
they were
$100 a
given-
little?
Yeah, $100 for all
I
the
think-
players.
I think
And
the
they were making
total
millions, I'm
amount
sure.
was somewhere around $2,000.
Squeeze-
Oh, no.
Squeak.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Squeaky got the most, I think $500.
Oh,
but I
my.
don't recall.
Which was a lot of money back then, but not serious
Not
money.
serious money.
No.
Paul Unruh denied for many years that he took money, but it was verified by other players. Said yes, and he finally admitted that he did.
I don't know that he ever admitted that.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
near the end. I could be wrong. There was another player that I can't think of. He was living after college and later in life in Eureka, and we had him on the show and talked about Bradley basketball. Really a neat guy. Mike, I think, was his first name.
Unruh did admit in 1997 that he accepted $100.
See, I know you like to challenge me every now and then.
I was
And
careful not to once you said that he did, because I know you're always right. Your memory is
I'm
better
not.
than
But
mine.
who was the player that I can't think
Was
of?
it Kelly, was it?
No,
No,
it was his
he
first
came
name
a
was
couple
Mike,
of years later.
and he was one of the players and one of the really neat guys. I think he also was great at playing handball. And when we interviewed John Beers, maybe it was when we had breakfast together afterward.
Bud Grover,
No,
James Kelly, that was the older of the two
Jim
Kelly
Kelly.
brothers.
Yeah, I remember.
I went to
So,
school.
and
His
Mike
name was
Shinnock.
Jim.
I went to school with
Mike
his son.
Shinnakus, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Neat guy and a great family.
Those were the
Peoria.
five or six, I guess, including Squeaky Melchiori and Billy Mann.
And Kelly won't. I know his son. I went to school with his son, Jim, and he was talking about his dad. I don't know, a couple of weeks ago or something, and he said his dad really never talked about that. It really kind of affected his entire life.
Well, offend them all, These are, as Dr. Sidler pointed out, they led exemplary lives, and they were squeaky clean. And I guess somehow, some way, they were convinced, if not by themselves, by the people who were throwing the money around, that it was okay as long as they weren't throwing the game.
Right.
Jim Kelly's younger brother, Dean Kelly, came along a couple of years later for Bradley, and he was on the 1952 Olympic basketball
really?
team. The
Oh, I
US
did not
Olympic
know that.
basketball team
I
won,
didn't know
won a
that.
gold medal, and he was a patient of ours. I will
Of
say
yours?
ours because he was actually Dr. Clark's patient, but I ended up
What
seeing.
was
him
wrong
a
with
few
him?
You,
What was wrong with him?
none of your damn business.
HIPAA can't.
What's wrong with you?
But he was also a 5'11" guard from Morton, Illinois.
From Morton,
And
really?
he went to Kansas, University of Kansas. He did not go to Bradley, but he.
That's
wait a
Jim's
minute.
brother?
Yeah, Jim's brother.
I'll be darned.
He did
I
not
did
go
not
to
know that.
Bradley.
Where is today the famed Peoria High School player coach that was an assistant to
McLean?
Bill Self at the University of Kansas?
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, where is he now? He was considered as one of the top college basketball recruiters in the nation.
Yes, and he had very high-paying assistant positions at University of Texas and a couple of others. I've lost track of it. Yeah, he was at Arizona. He is currently at Arizona State as an assistant.
I wonder how old he is now.
I can tell you that he is 45 years old.
45.
And who was the other family, the father, son, McLean? Sergio McLean and...
Yeah, Sergio
Dan-
still alive. Wayne, of course, passed away a few years ago.
What's Sergio doing now? He got involved with the ABA came to town, and they had the basketball. I think they're called the Kings, and we did a lot of apparel for them. And it only lasted, I think, one season. It never really took off. And the guy who came to town to put it together was kind of a shady kind of.
I saw Sergio interviewed. Illinois had a really good basketball team this year, made it to, I think, the Elite Eight, and then got knocked off. And so that's as far as they've gotten in the tournament since the 2004 team with Sergio and Frankie Williams.
Avalon?
No, Frankie
No,
Williams. And who was the big guy?
Oh. Yeah, I know you mean.
That's what age does for you. But all those manual guys were on the UI team when Bill Self was the coach down there. Made it to the Final Four, and so they interviewed him a few times on television about that because he, kind of.
Who was their big star down there? The kid that was in an automobile accident. and was
yeah.
That
paralyzed.
was
He is-
Brian,
No.
Not Brian.
well,
he has
Jamar
since-
Smith was the driver.
He has
Yeah,
he has
maybe.
since passed away.
Oh, he passed, did
I
he?
believe the one that was paralyzed.
Yeah, what was... oh, shoot. They said he would have been the best player in the world.
Well, he was
Brian
Mr. Bas-
Carlisle was the name of the player that was injured in that accident, and Jamar Smith was the driver.
No, this was another...
No, this was this
was-
happened on University, as I
No,
recall.
it was on Adams Street, wasn't it? I
Oh,
think.
well,
Well,
no, the one that
okay.
happened on South 4th Street in South 1st Street. I lived in those apartments for the year that I was on the campus at U of I. That's where the basketball players were.
This
housed.
was Mr. Illinois Mr. Basketball, and
What was that kid's name?
we'll look it up.
We'll
While
think
we
of it.
look it
We'll
up,
think of
we
it.
will tell you we have 57 degrees. The high today, 72. We'll be right back after this message.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it! I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And we have someone who's going to help us out with our memory lapse. I believe your first name is Keith, is it?
Oh, no, it's actually Mark Supreme.
Oh, okay. Thanks for calling. Help us out. Who
We're trying to remember.
You're trying to remember Howard Nathan,
That's it.
who went to Mayo, was Mr. Basketball.
Yes.
And also, I think he played at, I don't want to get the line, I think he played at DePaul, I believe. He played for a short stint in the Atlanta Hawks, and then he was also in the movie, I think it's called Hoop Dreams, as well, too. So he had a very full basketball career straight out of Peoria, Illinois, Mr. Basketball back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Do you take Prevagen? I mean,
I might start just in case.
you nailed it. But Howard wound up. Do you remember the details about the terrible automobile accident? And where? Do you remember where it was?
It was on Adams Street, wasn't it?
It was on University over by McClure, McQueen area.
All right, you got it. All right.
Where that car accident occurred, and my family and part of his family were neighbors for years and years and years, so it's kind of familiar.
Well, that was a terrible accident, but he did pass away.
Oh, he did?
Did he?
Yeah, he did pass away probably 2-3 years ago. There's definitely murals about him. There's a mural.
19.
Yep, there's a mural for him down on Western. If you go down Western, headed towards Star Street, there's a mural to the right.
You know,
where somebody painted it a couple years ago.
He was a nice kid, but he had the attitude. I mean, he knew he was good, and he'd walk into, I heard stories, he'd walk into a gym, and he'd sit down and put on his shoes, and he'd look around the room, and he'd say, okay, I'm about to teach you boys how to play basketball. And he was absolutely phenomenal. They said he would have gone big-time NBA one of those days, and it's certainly tragic.
Here's a question for you. Who was the local player who played with the Globetrotters?
Oh.
You think about for me or for the audience? I mean, for me or for the studio?
For you.
I think it's Curly Boo Johnson.
Curly Boo.
There you go. Yeah. Nice going.
He's still doing that.
Let's see if we got another question.
He is still doing that.
Yeah. But Howard Nathan, and was he not named Mr. Basketball for the state of Illinois when he was in high school?
He was Mr. Basketball. I forget what year. I want to say 94, but that could be off. But he was definitely Mr. Basketball in the 90s.
Yeah. Did you play basketball, and if so, where?
No, well, I played basketball in grade school. Actually, my high school career was kind of all over the place, so I didn't even get to do sports until senior year, to be honest, because transferring schools and things like that. So kind of missed out a lot on that aspect of high school life.
Yeah, I went to a couple different high schools. Just transferred.
Yeah, well, that was due to your probation officer.
Well,
Hey, thanks so much for calling in and helping us out. Appreciate it. God bless you.
Yes, thanks
Hey,
for that.
thank you so much. I want to say I listen often in the mornings when I'm dropping the kids off to school. It's good to have, a radio show that's the historical context for Peoria that you guys do. Nice far-right information and news and things like that. So we listen about it every day.
I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Feel free to call again.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks. And real nice guy. And I really like him because he was right about me.
Meisinger sent me a text.
Who?
Meisinger. Said,
I've heard that. Who is
Howard
that?
Nathan.
I've heard that.
He comes in here every once in a while. He stumbles in here. And
Yeah.
Howard Nathan was 1991 Mr. Basketball.
Yeah.
So a couple years even earlier than our caller. But that's a terrible story because he
It
had
is a terrible story.
Yeah, he had a great
Great
career
future ahead of him. And
he had just played a season with the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA. Then went back to play in what at that time was called the CBA, Continental Basketball League, when this accident then happened shortly after
he
that.
came in. I used to have a business. We were fingerprint vendors for the Illinois State
did
Police.
you do? What did you not do?
Well,
I mean, I've never met people. We all have pretty good ideas of what we did, but we didn't change jobs every 6 months.
I have ADD jobs.
Okay,
I just
all right.
get tired of doing
The
it.
accident occurred in the 2300 block of North University.
Yeah.
That's where you were remembering.
No, Roger thought of it. I thought it was Knoxville.
Give me credit for it.
I thought it was
know,
Knoxville.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Another one for Roger.
He was wrong again.
Well, you were right. Okay.
His car was hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
And rolled over, and Nathan and the other passengers with him all were thrown from the vehicle.
Oh my goodness!
It was like 2 or 3 in the morning or
He was the
something.
most serious.
Wasn't it like real early in the morning or something?
Maybe it's in this article. I'm not seeing it.
I do know he was confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
He was. He came into the store to get his medical marijuana card, and he was in pretty bad shape. And this was right after they, started the marijuana program in Peoria.
For medical care, medical reasons for that matter. Well, anyway, we continue. Coming up in the next hour, Mr. Weather will join us, and so stay tuned for the debate between Mr. Weather and
No, I'm not. I'm just going to listen.
Grawey.
I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to listen.
They have dueling weather forecasts.
I'm not going to say a word.
I'm not going to say who I'm rooting for because I think both of them are very outgoing individuals.
Is he going to
with
be here?
very
in
abrasive
studio?
personalities. No.
He'll be in studio?
Yes, he will be in studio, and he will get here sooner than later because nobody's eating the donuts. I paid an arm and a leg.
Oh, did you bring those donuts?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And you don't.
You need to mark them new.
I thought it'd been there since last week. So
I know there have been donuts that you can break your fillings on.
Yeah, you can chip a tooth.
Instead of day old, sometimes they're week old. But hey, put them in the microwave. It's like they're.
Did you get a raise or did you get a bonus or something? You popped for donuts?
No, I do that every now and then because I feel sorry for people.
Then I'll buy. Now I don't know, but then I'll buy.
Yeah. And normally Mike Dentino brings in donuts. He did, but for the last 2 weeks he has not.
I know. Well,
and I felt bad
that
because
cat stock's been, not high enough, I guess, for him.
It's dropped a little bit, but it's still over $800, so it's doing okay.
You couldn't afford to bring in donuts.
I do a good deed, I get brilliant. pleasant good morning, and it is a good morning. Welcome on WAZU FM 90.7 to our news, weather, and sports block. One of the best, if not the best, in Peoria radio. Proud of what these folks do, and it's brought to you by our friends at Heinz Roofing. If you think you are having roofing problems, here's a phone number to jot down for Heinz Roofing, 309-672-0910. That's 672-0910. Quality work by quality people at Heinz Roofing. And a quality forecast from Terry.
Last time I get to do it alone. Mostly cloudy today, high 72. Tonight, cloudy. No more showers in the forecast, low 57. Tomorrow, partly sunny. Kind of a nice day tomorrow, warming up to 78. Tomorrow night, cloudy, low 58. Memorial Day is going to be a really nice day, 83 degrees. Get down to the War Memorial or the Memorial program at the riverfront. Starting in Peoria from 10:30 to 11. Right now, I've got 58.
All right, you hang on to that. And now the news brought to you this morning by Spoon River Home Health, bridging the gap in healthcare. Since 1993, Spoon River Home Health has been caring for people of all ages in their homes, where recovery and healing faster and more comfortable. Learn more at 309-245-0723, Spoon River Home Health Services. Now, here's Terry Chamberlain with our lead story.
As reported yesterday on our program, one person was pronounced dead at the scene of a two-vehicle crash on eastbound I-74 at the Morton Ramp. 3 others were transported to local hospitals for treatment. Their conditions were unknown, as well as the identity of the fatal victim of that deadly crash. It happened around 5:30 in the morning.
Former Peoria High School coach Daniel Ruffin was to go on trial June 1 on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and inappropriate involvement with 2 central female students. Appearing in court yesterday, Ruffin's attorney requested a 2-month delay on that trial. Since Peoria County prosecutors had no objection, the Peoria County Circuit Judge set the new trial date for August 17th. Ruffin will be in court August 6th for a pretrial hearing.
There was a scare yesterday afternoon in downtown Peoria when a construction crew ruptured a gas line to the Civic Center. Firefighters were called to the scene as Civic Center employees evacuated the facility, as did some in City Hall. Gas lines were shut off and the leak repaired.
There's a new Peoria County Election Commission Executive Director. It's Jess Joseph. She replaces Elizabeth Gannon, who resigned to take another job. Joseph has been serving as the Assistant Director.
Ameren, Illinois is telling its customers to expect an increase in their rates from 8.7 cents to 11 cents per kilowatt hour beginning June 1st. It affects only those customers who use Ameren as their electric supplier. The increase is temporary, ending September 30th. Company officials blame the increase on a greater demand for electricity and its aging equipment, not their officers.
Another Peoria honor flight leaves next Tuesday for Washington, D.C. for a visit to the war memorials in the nation's capital. Honor flight official Bob Reed, an Air Force veteran, says the plane will be full of veterans, their companions, and a medical staff to ensure their safety during the trip. Monday's Memorial Day, and the Peoria Memorial Day Committee invites everyone to attend the annual program at the riverfront, featuring the Peoria Municipal Band, vocalist Lee Wenger, the Sea Cadets, American Legion, Post Number 2.
There will be several speakers, including John Morris, president of the Riverfront Museum, and Ron Kirschgessner of the American Legion. The program starts with the municipal band playing patriotic songs from 10:30 to 11. Roger will be there as MC again this year. Please attend. There's no better way to remember and honor our fallen.
In a new medical study, researchers said how long you sleep could determine how long you live. Researchers from Columbia University studied data from 500,000 people who self-reported sleep duration during a 24-hour period, including naps. The results? Well, people who slept too little or too long showed signs of older biology and a higher risk of future diseases. The ideal sleep period for women is 6.5 hours to 7.8 hours. For men, it's 6.4 hours to 7.7 hours.
Too little sleep affected cardiovascular, gastrointestinal, neurological, and pulmonary conditions, and a 50% higher risk for all causes of mortality. Longer sleep, 40% higher risk, and a stronger link with psychiatric-related outcomes. So,
Dr. Sidler said, BS. Roger, that's the news. Well, basically you did, I think, earlier.
Well, I think being a little more
I don't want to
diplomatic.
put words in his mouth, but I'm not a medical guy, so I just call it BS.
Well, no, why don't you use the word baloney? Baloney sounds a little
Bologna
better.
sandwich, that's what it is.
I can digest that.
Bologna
BS,
sandwich.
I can't, you know. There are a number of ways in which, but you say, I would say a better analysis of what Dr. Sidler says was his evaluation, his analysis.
His analysis of the
says
study
that the cause
not
and
as
effect
accurate.
may not be what they concluded.
Right.
Exactly. You need a much more structured study.
Yes.
We call it
What, more than 500,000 people?
double-blind study.
No, I know.
And that's impossible to do when you're talking about sleep. You can't do double blinding.
And here's the
when
other
people are going to know whether they're sleeping or not.
Here's the other fallacy of the study is it's individual self-reporting
And it's
the
self-reporting,
information. And we know how
Lots of room
biased
for
and
error.
subjective that is. Exactly right. So no doubt about it, it was a bunch of BS.
That's what official medical category.
The New England Journal of Medicine, BS, right there.
Okay. Now we have news from WCBU.
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Ben Howell. East Peoria is placing a ban on smoking and vaping at Levy Park. The updated city code prohibits the use of tobacco products and electronic cigarettes, matching a ban in place at Eastside Center. City Attorney Scott Brunton admits the code language doesn't stop people from smoking in their cars with the windows down.
It's just kind of a leftover vestige from that provision, and at this point it hasn't caused us any problems.
The city held an official opening for the $3 million Levy Park in September. Illinois State Police are investigating an early morning crash today on Interstate 74 that killed one person and injured 3 others. The two-vehicle collision happened shortly after 5:30 in the eastbound lanes near the Morton exit. One vehicle was overturned in the median. One of the occupants was pronounced dead at the scene. The person's identity and official cause of death have not yet been released by the coroner's office. 3 others were taken to a local hospital. Their conditions have not been released. Illinois lawmakers have expanded due process rights for teachers when receiving a warning, but there are concerns this could erase documentation of patterns of abuse. Faith Colson is a survivor of abuse by a teacher and is the name behind Faith's Law, which strengthens requirements intended to stop grooming in Illinois schools. Colson says if the abnormal amount of time her abusive teacher was spending with her was tracked, the school could have responded sooner.
I'm concerned that it could open a door to remove documentation of something that occurred that then later, if a pattern continues, it would make it harder to address that behavior.
Supporters say the measure only involves warnings for minor offenses. The price of gas in Peoria has ticked down in recent days, but is still well above last year's average as Memorial Day approaches. The fuel cost tracking website GasBuddy shows a per-gallon average of $4.87 in the Peoria market, down more than 6 cents from a week ago. The average price was $4.16 last month and just $3.29 before the holiday last year. GasBuddy lead analyst Patrick DeHaan says the oil markets remain volatile and fuel costs are likely to climb higher in the weeks ahead. I'm Ben Howell.
Hey, it's time for sports. Dr. Gene Silver brought to you by RiderFans.com. What's the latest? What's on the scoreboard this morning, Dr.
I
Silver?
don't know, Roger.
All right.
It's a Memorial Day. Big weekend for sports. We'll start first and get that out of the way. The tragic story here this morning with Kyle Busch, one of the most popular and successful drivers in the history of NASCAR, died suddenly yesterday at the age of 41. His family announced yesterday morning that he had been hospitalized with a severe yet undisclosed illness and that he would be withdrawing from all activities this week at the Coca-Cola 600 race where he was at. He was in Charlotte preparing for that race. A few hours later, the family announced that he had passed away. There were reports he'd been suffering with sinus and cold problems, but this sounds, we talked about it a little bit, this sounds more like maybe a possibility of something like a pulmonary embolism because they spend so many hours in a seating position. And actually it is coming out now, just what I found in the last few minutes here, that this happened while he was working on a driving simulator in a sitting position. He passed out and was taken to a hospital. But
You know, it does raise the question about how someone should respond to symptoms. And it can drive you, you can become a hypochondriac on one hand. On the other one, you can be setting yourself up for major issues. And somewhere in between is where normal people should be.
That's always going to be a difficult call because something as simple as a cold can cause respiratory symptoms and lightheadedness and faintness and some other symptoms that could be similar to what you would get with a much more serious heart or lung condition. At age 41, somebody like him, he probably doesn't think of his mortality quite like
he's
you and I
healthy
would.
as a horse. Yeah.
Yeah. But this apparently happened suddenly, and there was medical people available quickly and took him to the hospital. And it's a sad story. Again, we'll hear more details of the official cause of death, I'm sure, within the next day or two.
Okay.
Major League Baseball results yesterday. St. Louis Cardinals lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-2. They'll play in Cincinnati against the Reds tonight. The Chicago Cubs, they were off yesterday. They've got a 5-game losing streak going. They are going to host the Houston Astros for a series starting tonight. And the White Sox are also off yesterday. They'll play in San Francisco tonight against the Giants. Peoria Chief played last night, beat the Cedar Rapids Colonels 9-6, and they'll play again tonight and on through the weekend till Sunday. The NHL last night, there was one game, game one of the East Conference Finals. Montreal Canadiens beat the Carolina Hurricanes 6-2. Carolina, the favorite team there, and so they lost at home in that first game. Game two comes up Saturday night. Game two of the West Conference Final is tonight, and that's the Las Vegas Golden Knights against the Colorado Avalanche. Las Vegas leads that game 1-0, and they are also the underdogs in that series. NBA last night, the game two of the East Conference Finals, New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 109-93 to take a 2-0 lead in that Eastern Conference Finals. And the Western Conference Finals game three is tonight, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the San Antonio Spurs. That game is tied 1-1. The series moves to San Antonio for tonight's game three. Sunday is the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 race. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Alex Palou, the pole position for this race. He was also last year's winner. The race time starts at 11:45 a.m., but TV coverage will start around 9 a.m. Central Time on the Fox Network. Weather predictions are starting to look a little better. Maybe some morning rain showers, but it's expected to be over with by race time. Hope that doesn't affect the races. One other story I was going to throw in. Recall we've been talking about speed with the race coming up this weekend. Eagles linebacker, Philadelphia Eagles football player linebacker Nolan Smith Jr. was arrested this week for speeding and reckless driving in Twiggs County, Georgia. According to the sheriff's office, Smith was clocked doing 135 miles an hour.
135
on I-16, which runs through Twiggs County in his Lamborghini.
Oh my!
I think sometimes these guys use their millions of dollars to go out and buy these cars. And of course, there are all these 800 horsepower capable of doing 200 miles an hour, and they got to test them out on the interstate. Fortunately, he was not involved in an accident, just ticketed for speeding.
Oh my.
But
what's that ticket run?
135 miles per hour.
It's got to be a couple
How did the
grand.
cops even catch up with the guy?
Well,
most of them now have these no chase rules where if it's over 100 miles an hour, they don't follow. Probably just by putting the lights on, the guy pulled over. I would.
Well, the
suspect.
fastest thing on the road is Motorola. That's faster than any car. Those radios go awful quick.
Oh, the radio.
So they can call ahead.
Well, and then get a helicopter up there, and you have no chance after that.
You can't outrun Motorola.
Yeah. So anyway, that's sports. We got the enhanced games coming up Sunday. We talked about that.
That makes that's like promoting drug use.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
It's just not right. It's not. And you'll have guys out there. They're going to blow up. Their hearts are going to.
I mean, some of these drugs actually are illegal unless prescribed by an actual medical doctor. So they must have a rather ill repute doctor on staff that is actually.
Well, how would you prescribe if somebody came in and said, "Look, legally I can go to this games, and I can take any drug I want. So can you prescribe this?" I mean, I don't know where that
Well, I
is
know
in
what I
the
would say.
Hippocratic
I would
oath.
say I've got enough to do. I'm not getting into that. People would come to me my last few years of practice after marijuana was legalized in Illinois. But at that time, when I retired in 2016, it was still just prescription only.
Oh, it had to be
now
prescribed,
it's recreational, and they would ask for a prescription. I did not want to do that. It did require an extra.
You had to take a class or a course or something, didn't you?
Not a course, just it required a certification. It involved a background check and that sort of thing. But yes, it was kind of like a little adjoiner to your regular medical license. And I just never bothered to apply for that because once you did, everybody in the county would know you're one of the doctors.
You're one of the pot doctors, right?
And they would flock to you, and I didn't want that.
No. And one of the things they put on the list, they kept expanding that list. The very first list that came out was pretty short.
It was just post-traumatic stress and maybe one other pain relief, and then it expanded to 53, and now I think it's 87 or 100.
It's everything. I mean, a hangnail you can get. But when they stuck pain on there, because is there a doctor in the world that
and we haven't invented an actual pain meter yet.
No, you don't know. So anyway, where's the pain? Right here. Okay. I mean, you can't say it isn't,
you've
right?
Seen those 1 through 10 smiley
faces.
Yeah, give us a grade, and of course everybody. No, it's 9.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's like a guy says, it hurts here, it hurts here, it hurts here, and it hurts here. What do you think? He says, you've got a broken finger.
Or they say, it hurts when I do that, and you just tell them, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's right. And have you had this before? Yes, well, you've got it again.
Just stop it. Just stop it.
That's terrible. Well, it is the weekend of Memorial Day. Normally, the Washington Post is instrumental, but we have a vocal group that we recruited for our program this morning, and
what are the words? Are they speaking English?
I want to salute the American Legion Post number 2. Those guys, and they're no spring chickens. I mean, when I go there, I can smell Bengay in the air.
You're one of the youngsters.
No, I'm not one of the youngsters. I think I'm all beat. But, you know, they're going to be participating in presenting the colors, posting the colors, and saluting our deceased veterans, our fallen heroes, like at 14 different events. Wow. Beginning, I think, maybe today for that matter. And so, a salute to the American Legion Post number 2 for what they do. God bless them. And hope folks listening will take the opportunity to go to any one of the number of events. That includes, I left the sheet at home, some of the cemeteries, some of the military parts of cemeteries of Springdale, and others in central Illinois, to pay your respects to our fallen heroes. Now, up to date on the weather. We are going to check with Mr. Weather at what time. Terry, you seem to be anymore his personal agent for text messages.
He will start calling about 8:34.
How come he's not coming in?
Well, Helen had an appointment, and they're at that, and it's running a little bit longer. So
okay.
He will call on his way here.
So he's not taking the leftover donuts today.
Hallelujah.
Doesn't he take he takes the leftover donuts?
Yes, he does, to
on
the
Fridays.
office. I'll bet there won't be too many leftover donuts.
Yeah, we pretty well destroyed those today.
Yeah, I noticed.
Soon as
Well,
Gene
no, I'm
takes
not
his,
going
we're
to go
done.
there.
Yeah.
But you brought in a healthy packet. Dr.
kinda.
Sidler, would you analyze that? He's got
Just, it's
pecans.
It looks like nuts to me.
I see walnuts, sunflower
walnuts
seeds.
Say, where do I send my bill?
Some dark chocolate.
I've done my analysis.
Can you see what kind of a health nut he is?
I'm not a
He
health
has
nut.
a chocolate donut next to his peanut bag or nut bag.
Every once in a while, you have to kind of indulge in.
Well, chocolate is one of the food groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Now I have another question for you. All three of you are very community involved and humanitarian profess. Do any of you put bird seed out for bird seeds? Do you have any bird feeders?
Nope.
You don't do it? You don't do it? How about you? I know you do. I know you do.
No, a
Becky
long
does.
time ago we did, but you just get too much bird poop on your deck. And I finally just figured out.
We have a
it's not
hummingbird
working.
feeder.
Now that would be cool.
Eileen
I've thought
does
about
a
doing
humming.
that.
They're pretty
and
cool.
we do have a ravine behind us, and I've thought about maybe hanging it out on a branch over,
Not a
the,
bad
over the
idea.
ravine,
Yeah.
and then you get a very good view of the birds as well. My brother has something like that in the back of his house, but I've just never gotten around to doing
They're
it.
kind of neat because I think they come back every year,
Mm-hmm.
and she just makes it up herself. I don't know. If she,
Sugar water.
just sugar water,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Well, the
puts it in the
reason-
fridge in a jar. And
Why
I didn't
does she
know,
do it in
I
the
didn't know that.
refrigerator?
Holy cow! What's that? 'Cause
She, yeah, I was wondering, you've been kind of jacked up
Well,
lately.
it
and
was-
Oh, no, that's a myth.
what's that?
That sugar causes hyperactive.
Well, why? So what's
myth.
wrong with having
Well, I'll
myth?
send my grandkids over the candy bar, and you let me know
I'm
if it's a
telling you,
myth.
Google it. It is a complete myth.
Well, of course,
Really?
you believe
It is
everything
not
that you
associated with
read on
hyperactive.
There's
Google.
no association
Every
whatsoever.
study has proven it is not
Really?
associated with hyperactivity. Yes,
I'll be darned.
Without
but it
sugar.
is still a
Well, give me another
widespread
give me another donut because I know. Well, the reason I bring it up.
Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah, I don't have a hummingbird, but
You feed 'em?
I feed them, yes, and I love in the morning hearing the birds chirp. Then I realized it was the neighbors arguing, but no. At any rate, I bought a big bag of bird feed, bird seed and so forth, and I put it out in my little bird feeder, and honest, within 2 hours, every seedling was gone, and some of the birds were on the ground pecking what fell off. And I can go to the poorhouse with, because bird seed,
Are the squirrels getting them?
no, I don't, we don't have enough trees in the neighborhood to attract squirrel. I saw one, and he was on his way to a convention in Tremont.
He didn't.
So
You don't have the
he-
squirrels with the
No.
bird seeds,
No.
really?
No.
That's the big complaint that most people have with when they feed the birds. Is the
Well, those are
squirrels.
people who have big trees in their backyard. I don't,
okay.
and I have the kind of trees that I don't think attract squirrels. The evergreens, I haven't seen too many squirrels hanging out. And
Do we have somebody on the phone? I thought,
No.
I thought we did.
You ringing in your ears, Doctor?
You were on the phone there for a while. I thought you put.
well,
some,
I was trying to get a hold of John Beers to see if he would give us a last minute.
Oh.
Is your phone ringing? The light keeps going off and on.
But you guys are hearing and seeing things.
Yes,
Jeez.
yeah. Well, it's because
The sugar.
of that myth about sugar. You know what we do need to do,
What's that?
because we'll be talking to Kyle very shortly, is our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. I like to think that I'm helping fellow dog and cat owners find the best solutions for keeping their pets healthy and happy. One of the many ways we can do that is by weight management. If we or our pets keep the extra pounds off, we lessen the risk of many expensive health problems. Just like with humans, that means exercise and not eating more than we burn. The form of exercise should take into consideration the behavior of our pets, which is linked to their genetics. Hunting breeds will like retrieving games like fetching and hiking. Beagles and dachshunds get excited about food stuffed into a Kong toy that they have to work to get at. They also like to chase things. Herding breeds might like flying discs or agility courses, while toy breeds like squeaky toys, learning tricks, and playing games. Of course, all dogs like to walk with us. Now, cats love a paper bag, cardboard tube, toy mice tied to a string that you can dangle, or chasing a beam of a pen light. It's fun to play with cats, but dogs make the best workout partners. So remember, if your dog is overweight, it is likely that you are too. Form a team and get moving. It's good for everyone. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's Pet Tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Let's do our final newscast of the morning. More news, more often right here. The best source for news on WAZU, Breakfast with Roger and Friends, brought to you by Matt Wall, CPA and tax specialist with Gordon Stockman and Wall. Matt is experienced in federal and state tax compliance, employee benefits, estate and trust tax planning, and all things finance. Learn more if you have any issues, any financial challenge or questions. You need more information. Matt Wall, available at 309-692-4030. Here's Terry Chamberlain.
Thank you. As we reported yesterday, one person was pronounced dead at the scene of a two-vehicle crash on eastbound I-74 at the Morton ramp. You know, I'm trying to visualize that, and
What, the ramp?
No, I mean, I know the ramp. I took it many times.
Yeah.
And so they have such a violent accident that somebody got killed. It just boggles my mind.
Why does it
what they were
bog your
doing.
mind? Because I drive it not almost daily, and I will tell you, and I've seen it happening right in front of me, to get off at the final exit on I-74 between there and Congerville, Goodfield, I think it is.
There's only a few hundred feet between the entrance ramp from 155 and the exit ramp for the Morton exit. And these guys got to get over it while the other ones are getting off.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, it's very poor planning.
I've seen that. And like you, I have gotten off there hundreds of times.
And you've had people come and cut in front of you because, oh my God, I got to get off here.
You just have to be ready for it and know that that's a risk area. And unfortunately, there's a lot of traffic that is just one-time traffic passing through there and doesn't realize those people are going to cut you off.
Yeah. Well, it's terrible, and it must have been violent because the person died at the scene, was pronounced dead at the scene. Terrible accident.
Yeah.
And people, when you come to ramps, people typically do not slow down who are going on. And so when you're coming from that 155 ramp eastbound on I-74, I turn on the and try to beat the ongoing traffic. And a lot of people don't want to let you in, and some people come off of that ramp like they have the right of way, and they don't have the right of way.
No, you're right, but they think they do, and that, yes.
Damn it.
3 others were transported to local hospitals. Their conditions unknown at this time, as well as the identity of the fatal victim. The crash happened around 5:30 yesterday morning. Former Peoria High School coach Daniel Ruffin was to go on trial June 1st on charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and inappropriate involvement with 2 Central female students. Appearing in court yesterday, Ruffin's attorney requested a 2-month delay in that trial. Since Peoria County prosecutors had no objection, the Peoria County Circuit Judge set the new trial date for August 17th. Ruffin will be in court August 6th for a pretrial hearing. There was a scare yesterday afternoon in downtown Peoria when a construction crew ruptured a gas line to the Civic Center. Firefighters were called to the scene as Civic Center employees evacuated the facility. Gas lines were shut off and the leak repaired. A new Peoria County Election Commission Executive Director has been named. Jess Joseph replaces Elizabeth Gannon, who resigned to take another job. Joseph has been serving as Assistant Director. Ameren, Illinois is telling its customers to expect an increase in their rates from 8.7 cents to 11 cents per kilowatt hour beginning June 1st. That affects only those customers who use Ameren as their electric supplier. The increase is temporary, ending September 30th. Company officials blame the increase on a greater demand for electricity and its aging equipment. Another Peoria Honor Flight leaves next Tuesday for Washington, D.C. for a visit to the war memorials in the nation's capital. Honor Flight official Bob Reed, an Air Force veteran, says the plane will be full with veterans, their companions, and a medical staff to ensure their safety during the trip. Monday is the Memorial Day observance, and the Peoria Memorial Day Committee invites everyone to attend the annual program at the Riverfront, featuring the Peoria Municipal Band, vocalist Lee Wenger, the Sea Cadets, and American Legion Post 2.
Chinese restaurant, you want to
Several
order
speakers,
Chinese
including John
breakfast?
Morris, president of the Riverfront Museum, and Von Kirchner of the American Legion. The program starts with a municipal band playing patriotic songs from 10:30 to 11. Roger will be the MC. Please attend. There's no better way to remember and honor our fallen veterans. And just in time.
Just in time. Who made that song popular?
I don't know.
Tony Bennett.
Oh.
Okay.
And Tony's not here, but Teri Grawey is with the weather. And the weather brought to you by Kyle Varnold, providing personal and business insurance for auto, home, life, and health. You know, Kyle works with a variety of multiple insurance carriers, companies, to find the right policy at the right price for individuals, families, and businesses. And you can reach Kyle today at 309-682-0519. Here's Terry.
And Kyle's on the phone?
Yes.
So I'm not.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I'm
Good
not.
morning, Kyle. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Roger and friends. How are we? This cloudy, chilly, breezy.
Wait a minute. I'm supposed to give the weather.
Oh, I apologize.
Just hang on
Continue,
just a
please.
sec. Today will be lighter than it will be tonight. It'll be dark. Same thing for tomorrow and the next day. There, now argue that.
So far, so good. You're doing great today. I'm going to get you a donut.
When is today going to be? Seriously, folks.
Cloudy.
Cloudy.
72.
72 sounds great. Yeah, I think 70, 72, absolutely.
Tonight?
Low 70s for sure, especially with the clouds.
Tonight a little chilly, 57.
55 more likely, but
Liar
we'll
for
say
2
mid-50s.
degrees.
Let's just say mid-50s.
All right, mid-50s. All right, we'll agree on mid-50s. And then tomorrow,
Mid-50s, yeah.
partly sunny. Don't say partly cloudy. It'll be partly sunny.
Mostly sunny, mostly sunny.
Oh, mostly. Oh, now you're just
Mostly sunny. Yeah, well, so here's the thing. So tomorrow, you'll see the clouds burn off in the morning.
Okay.
So it'll be more clouds than sun in the morning. But then the skies clear out by the afternoon. Really, really nice day. Mostly sunny / partly cloudy, however you want to word it. But
say
highs in the
mostly
upper 70s.
mostly sunny.
It's a great day. And light winds, too. So picture perfect weather, to be honest. The whole weekend itself is just going to be fantastic once we get past today.
Yeah, 78 degrees, or maybe close to 80 on tomorrow.
Yeah, upper 70s, absolutely.
And then the same in the
you're right.
evening, mid-50s in the evening.
Yeah, I think 60 is the overnight low tomorrow night.
okay.
And why I say that, if I may preface, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So why I think that, so there is a short wave. It's coming through. You know, it looks to go to the south of us. But if we see any rain chances over the weekend, it will be with that short wave passing to the south of us. Scattered showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two. But again, I think a majority of the activity.
What, that's late
stays
tomorrow
to the
afternoon?
South of the Peoria metro. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night,
overnight.
okay. Sunday, nice day, sunny and 80.
Yeah, low 80s. Sunday will be low 80s, but yeah, more sunshine than clouds. Absolutely, mostly sunny skies. Probably actually almost sunny. There'll be very few clouds. That short wave moves off, which will be out of here by the time the sun comes up Sunday morning.
And Memorial Day, beautiful day in the mid-80s.
Yeah, Memorial Day will be in the mid-80s, 85. And we will start to notice, and I say that because I want to preface it with the energy coming in next week, You'll start to notice the humidity start to trickle in on Monday,
Oh.
and the humidity will be with us all next week, which gives us, I don't know how far out your forecast goes. I'll
I'm
leave it
done
there
after
right now.
Monday. Yeah, I don't do. Yeah.
Oh, very good. So yeah, Memorial Day looks great. But as you notice that humidity come in, because the jet stream's now realigning, we're on the warmer side of things, and being on the warmer side of things, we get that Gulf moisture, that humidity, which gives us the chance of thunderstorms probably moving in by Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then we have a chance of thunderstorms actually every day next week until we get to a week from today on Friday, and then another great picture-perfect weekend ahead with what looks to be highs in the low 80s, but plenty of sunshine. So
great.
We'll take our rain chances with those popcorn thunderstorms, those diurnal daytime, afternoon heat-driven thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
And by diurnal, I just mean, it's heat-driven. It's
Sure.
in the daytime. But no,
Well, tell
it's
us, Kyle,
very similar-
tell us about Indianapolis, because we got the big race coming up. So what's it going to be like?
Yeah, so
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hello. You probably went through a tunnel or something. Wait a minute, you cut out there for a second.
We lost you there for a minute.
Oh, I went under a railroad overpass. I'm just coming through up the hill into the heights.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I sorry to add a traffic commentary, but when you're like 20 minutes behind schedule, the McCluggage Bridge was a breeze today. There was no backup whatsoever.
That's amazing.
So I just need to come in. I just need to come into work 20 minutes later. I think is the thing, because
Yeah.
at 8:15 it's backed up, and you're trying to choose. Well, I don't choose, Dr. Sidler, which lane to get in. I stay in the left lane, and I let the people yahoos go by on the right, and then they turn on their turn signal at the last minute because they're words that rhymes with apple, and try to cut over at the last minute. But today was a breeze, though. I should come into work later. This is
Well, I'm happy for you.
I even slow down. Thank you.
So what is it going to rain in Indianapolis?
The Indy 500.
Is it
I
going
don't
to rain?
think it is. I think that shortwave that we talked about is going to go to the south of us. I think they'll see rain from it, but I think a majority of it is out of it by the time 11:45 comes around and the race starts. Might see some clouds. Might have a wet track, especially with the overnight rain, the overnight storms. But no, I think.
Well, they won't run if it's wet, but they dry it off pretty quick.
They dry out very quickly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But no, honestly, I think that Indianapolis is actually looking really there. The Indy 500. Excuse me, because I know Mr. Bierce has a couple drivers over there.
Yeah, three of them, yeah.
Doesn't he?
Three of them.
Three.
Did you want to pick a car? We all picked a car. Did you want to pick a car and driver?
No, I've never made a bet on an actual non-horse race.
Oh, there's no money involved. We're just saying.
There's a lot of horsepower in
No,
this thing.
we're not betting.
No, there's no money.
We just wondered
Oh, we're
if
not
you
betting
wanted to
money.
pick
Okay.
someone. I picked the pole setter, so I have a good chance of winning, and he's a good driver too.
Well, it'll be his second year in a row, and that's always tough.
Oh, yeah, I'll pick the lady.
Oh,
the lady
good.
that does
Yeah,
that.
She's taking her.
Leggy? Or Leggett or
Who
something?
took her?
Yeah, I picked
Terry
her.
already took the lady.
Of course you did, you damn sexist. Anyways, I'll take number 18.
Number 18.
18.
Christian Lundgaard.
Good luck.
Good choice.
Really?
Yeah.
I never
Who'd
heard
you
of the
take,
guy.
Terry?
I don't know if it's a good choice.
I took
threw out a
Carpenter
number
because I think he might be
Of course,
due.
Terry picks the woman just like she picks the gray horse. God forbid any originality. Anyways.
You know what?
Gray Horse won.
I know it, and
I'm kidding.
And
Big
the
one.
horses that I pick at home, and every race I started watching TV. I think it was race number 9. I always pick my horses. Well, I picked Napoleon Solo because as soon as I saw him, a gray, I got to bet him. So I would have won
but they're gray horse.
$35.
You watch racehorses? You watch races on TV? Horse races?
The big races
I?
I do.
Oh, okay. It made it sound like that's a daily event at your place.
Oh no, just
Oh,
the
okay.
races started at
I
like
thought
3
maybe
o'clock in the
you-
afternoon.
okay.
So,
Okay,
you know.
we have. Are you ready to play the this day in history?
Yes. Yes.
Kyle.
Oh, we're doing the quiz. Yes, absolutely. So
Okay.
rain chances again overnight tomorrow night, and then next week midweek with popcorn thunderstorms. That's all we got. Yes,
Okay.
let's continue, please.
The
Thank you.
one thing that you said that is a little bothersome. It sounds like we're going to start feeling more days with humidity.
Yeah.
Yes, and you'll certainly notice that trickling in on Monday.
I do notice my
Yeah, at the riverfront
allergies
or the
have gotten better. So
Your allergies have
the
gotten
rain
better?
we had must have helped get rid of a little bit of the pollen.
It lowered the pollen count. It did. It lowered the pollen count. It dampened it a bit. But that's the thing. If we don't get, I took rain out of your forecast today. I heard you guys announced it when I was waking up. Well, after my run in the shower, I heard you mention rain, and I was like, we got to take that out. So,
and we did.
Yeah, I'm glad you took rain out of the forecast.
Well,
it's dry at the surface. It'll stay dry at the surface.
You've got 4 years of studying meteorology under the Huskies of Northern Illinois.
We listen to you.
We're going to listen
Thank
to
you,
you,
Dr. Shaglin.
and we appreciate it.
Well, God
Okay,
bless you. Thank you.
on this day, May 22nd, 1868, something bad happened in the United States. What was it?
Was it medically related?
No, it was not.
Was it a flood?
1868?
1868,
So
yes.
not weather and not medical.
Did it happen in Washington, D.C.?
No, it happened in the Midwest.
Was it earthquake? New Madrid fault?
No, it had nothing to do with the weather or anything meteorological.
Was it Indian related?
No, it was not.
Was it a fire?
Was it the Great Chicago Fire?
No.
Wow. Boy.
We're
1868.
going to need a hint on this one.
Okay.
Was it the sinking
It
of...
happened in Indiana.
Was it coal mine related?
No.
1868.
And it was criminal.
Why these?
Oh, it was, they shot some, it's when some bank robbers got shot?
Nobody got shot.
And it wasn't a fire?
But you're on the right track, Mr.
Yeah, there was, it's when they went after, what was the guy's name?
No, it wasn't after a guy.
Okay.
And Bonnie
Okay,
and
let me
Clyde
help
were
you.
out-
Let me help you. What?
Bonnie and Clyde?
No.
No, they were out farther west.
No, they were the 1930s.
It was a robbery.
The Great Train Robbery?
That is correct.
Good
job.
job.
It was not called the Great Train Robbery. That was the one
That
that
was
took
the
east.
movie
well, you
title.
failed
So it was a train robbery, but was not the Great Train
Not the Great-
Robbery.
Okay.
It was the OK train robbery.
No,
So was it
the
a-
name? What you need to do is get the name of the gang.
Oh.
You think
They
it's
robbed
something that we would know?
$96,000 from a train
It's a lot of money. back
near Marshfield, Indiana, and it was pulled off by a gang. What was the name of the gang?
The James gang?
And I will help you out.
Gas house
by, no, that was baseball. The
Rubberneck
gang's
gang.
name was the same as a former U.S. Attorney General, if that'll help.
Former U.S. Attorney General.
And it is the name of a famous city out west.
Carson?
No, well, you're getting close. A lot of motels and gambling establishments.
Vegas, the Vegas.
Reno.
Reno.
Ja-
The Reno gang.
The Reno gang.
Yes.
Reno gang.
The famous Reno gang.
Yes. The 12 members of
Never
the
heard of
gang, led by 3 of the Reno brothers, disconnected the express car from the train, broke in, threw the manager out of the car. I don't know what happened to him. They then broke into 2 safes, quickly split up to evade authorities. However, all 3 brothers were eventually captured and jailed. But before their trial, what happened?
They escaped.
No, they did not.
Vigilantes got to him.
They were hanged.
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
A mob stormed the jail, and the brothers were hanged on December 11th.
They must have stole a payroll, Hampton.
$96,000.
It was probably somebody's payroll.
All right.
Probably.
Then we move to
Well, we didn't do
May
real good,
23rd. Well, you will on this.
Okay.
1934. Another crime story.
Was this John
That was Bonnie and
Dillinger?
Clyde.
Gang related.
Well, what did Kyle say?
That was Bonnie and Clyde.
Listen,
Yeah, what about him?
Earlier.
What about him?
They were killed.
Correct. Boy.
who
we got
what did
that.
he say?
Bonnie and
and
Clyde.
Oh, this is Bonnie.
That's when they
We were
were.
just one question early.
That's when they were ambushed.
And what was Clyde's last name?
Barrow.
Darrow?
And Bonnie's?
Barrow.
Parker.
What?
Parker.
Parker?
Parker is correct.
Parker.
And where did it was an
Louisiana.
ambush? Yes.
Yeah.
Where in Louisiana?
Oh, it was somewhere in the Delta area.
Start with the S. Yeah.
Yes, it starts with an S.
Yeah.
I'm going to pronounce it as Salis, S-A-I-L-E-S.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed. It's some obscure
Now, this was in 1934.
City.
When did they begin
outside
their
of small town.
when did they begin their crime spree?
I'll say 28.
I think it was only 3 years earlier.
No, it was a few years, yeah, like 1932 or 33.
1932 is
It's like
correct.
4 years.
The couple began their crime spree carrying out small-time robberies in what states?
Ohio.
No,
Missouri.
no. 2 states connected to
Kansas?
each other. No,
Kentucky?
no,
It was Midwest, wasn't it?
no.
No?
South,
Oh,
southwest.
Texas, Louisiana?
Texas and Oklahoma. The gang was known to have
Oklahoma.
killed how many lawmen?
A lot.
Yes.
15.
Single
16.
digit.
Oh, single digit?
Yes.
9.
9 is correct. But,
job.
as, pardon the expression, it's a big but, no confirmed number exists for the civilian victims. The media at first latched onto the pair of robbers as a modern-day Robin Hood, but popular disenchantment set in at the gang's death toll mounted. All right, May 24th, 1935. What happened in the world of sports?
Oh,
Good. It's not a crime
I'm out.
story.
Yes.
Was Jim
First
Crum-
All-Star game?
Close.
First night game?
Really? First night game in
is
Cincinnati.
Correct.
Yep,
It was Cincinnati.
Yes. And
Yep,
who did
that's right.
Cincinnati play and who won the first night game?
The Cubs. I don't know.
The Yankees. No.
No,
It wouldn't have been. It would have been a
between
National League
Cincinnati.
team. Yeah,
Cincinnati played who? Same team, National League team, of course, back
St.
then.
Louis?
No,
Yeah.
no. What'd you say?
Pittsburgh?
No, but you're close. Very close.
Philadelphia.
What was the score?
13-6.
2-1. And
I was close.
what was the name of the field in Cincinnati?
Crosley Field.
Crosley Field is right. How many people attended the game?
Are you serious?
Yes. In the thousands.
It was
4,862.
Was it 20,000?
25,000.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And
25? Wow.
who symbolically switched on the lights?
I remember this story. Somebody threw a switch.
Tesla.
Was it Will Rogers?
No.
Um,
No, it was the president at the time. It was the president. Who would have been president? It would be Roosevelt. President
Correct.
Roosevelt.
Correct.
Yep.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
I remember the story too. I remember
Switched
reading
on the
about it.
lights from Washington, D.C. symbolically.
Yeah.
It didn't do a damn
No,
thing.
he didn't have a
Yeah. It
stitch
lit
of
the
cord.
It's like
lights
the guy
on
who shot the arrow in
the
the Olympic
restroom.
flame in Spain.
Well, you guys did very well on this, ladies and gentlemen. The panel was performed above and beyond. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kyle.
Any
Thank
other
you.
words of wisdom from
Live.
Mr. Weather?
I'm sorry, what'd you say, sir?
I said, any other words of wisdom from you this morning?
No, I'm actually pulling up right now. So
Okay,
speaking
worked
of,
out fine. Have a
someone
great
joked about-
weekend. God bless you and your wonderful family.
Do you have any lacrosse games to go to?
Yeah, we have playoffs. So why we're in rehab this morning, if I may divulge, is because we have playoffs this weekend. We have 2 games tomorrow. We need Kellen ready for the games. He pulled a tendon at the Rockford tournament like 3 weeks ago, and yeah, and so
Not
he's
good at
in
his age.
rehab. But no, it's not. It's not. So he needs to be cleared, and he was late because he aggravated it again this morning. So I don't know if he'll be playing or not. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But then we probably, by all means, will lose to Bloomington. Bloomington's indicator is really, really good. If we don't lose to Dunlap, so we'll see. We have a good chance against Dunlap, but Lord knows what happens. And then no, just a great weekend ahead weather-wise. Really excited about it. Yeah. And I know you always joke, Roger, about live weather reports. I mean, how live can you honestly get as I walk down the hallway to your office, to your studio?
Yeah, that's pretty alive.
Pretty
Very
exciting.
nice. Well, I bring that
Pretty
up
live. Have you done the
because
pet tip of the day yet?
Yes.
yes, we did because we knew
Oh, thank God.
we knew you would be a willing participant in the
Praise Jesus
history
for that. Good morning,
question
everyone. How are you?
and everything. And lo and behold, he walks in the studio just in time to say,
I thought you were going to work.
"Yeah,
Work? Who does
yeah.
that on the
Good
show?
morning.
Coming here, I thought you were.
Thanks for coming in. I love your shirt. God bless you.
God bless America.
Patriotic.
Yeah,
Sorry, God bless America.
because you are a great patriot. Any thoughts on this Memorial Day weekend?
No, just, what am I doing? Sorry. Just like, take out the,
Yeah, you don't
let's
need to
back up.
talk on the phone anymore.
Yes, exactly. No, just beyond thankful for all the contributions, the men and women who served our nation and the lives they gave to serve this great, great nation, the greatest nation in the history of the world, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
No question.
I love your shirt.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well done. By the way, does your adopted son in Italy?
Yes.
Does he occasionally watch on YouTube by any
Yeah,
chance?
occasionally. Yeah.
You know, we need to
Yeah.
know, particularly when he is, because we want to say hi.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi
it's
to him.
on from 3
Yes.
p.m. to 6 p.m. their time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
7 hours difference.
Well, yeah. It's actually, I think it's noon to 3 their time. No, 1 to 4, 1 to 4.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that's right.
Yeah,
I've
1 to
got my
4.
math wrong.
Yeah, 1 to 4.
I
Because
got my
he's always,
geography right.
because I wanted him to call in one time, but he was
7.
getting late getting out of school.
Oh, okay.
Now
Wouldn't
we'll
that,
be
that
able-
would be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I
the
want
summer
to do?
we can, though. His last day of school
I
is-
want to see pictures
July
of where he
24th.
lives.
Oh, yeah,
because
Salo.
I have a feeling
Yeah.
that it's absolutely stunningly
Of course,
beautiful.
it's on Lake Garda, Salo. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I can look up.
It's right.
I can get you some pictures of
Yeah,
Salo.
Roger, pull
Salo
pictures.
is
Salo,
beautiful.
yep, Salo.
What's the name of it?
Salo,
Salo.
S-A-L-O.
Yep,
Sounds
correct.
like a Scandinavian name, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a pretty small
Wasn't there a
town.
song,
It is, yeah.
song
On Lake
about it?
Garda,
Oh,
something like that.
Maya?
Well, no, once he's out of school, so he's getting ready for he's actually
And
not getting ready
what's
for
he's
finals.
graduating from what?
So he's not graduating this year. Next year he graduates.
He's a junior.
Yep, he's a junior in
Okay.
Italy. Yep, Italian school.
Here is
There's Salo. Look at that.
a little
Beautiful.
short video of,
Yeah,
of the
it's a beautiful
lakefront.
song.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah,
my
right on Lake
goodness.
Garda. Yep, right
Wow.
there.
How
And that-
long a flight
that's a
would it
pretty
be
good
to
sized
get
lake.
there?
It is. That lake's very dangerous. A lot of people drown in that lake. He was telling us. It's very
Undertows
deep.
or-
Very deep.
But look at
Very, very deep.
You'd have to-
snow-capped mountains in the background.
Yeah,
Yes,
you'd have to
yes.
probably fly into Venice or Milan.
Milan. You fly to
yeah.
Milano. Yeah.
And that would take you 8 or 10 hours, I suppose, with connections somewhere.
Yeah, the flight. Yeah, no, he's only about an hour and a half northeast of Milan. So, and then half hour west of Trento.
Front on Lake
How far is he
Garda.
from Rome? How far?
Rome? Oh gosh, probably
3 or
about
4
5,
hours
6
from-
hours.
5 or 6
Yeah,
hours,
it's
yeah.
about 3 hours to Florence. So yeah. No, but it's beautiful. Can't wait to see it. So.
Well, we want to wrap things up on
Yes.
this Memorial Day weekend. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for an
Thanks.
update on the
2 minutes,
weather. Our thanks to Ray LaHood, who joined us this morning. And most importantly, we thank those fallen heroes, and they are fallen heroes, on behalf of their military service and the people of the United States. God bless them, and have a wonderful weekend. And if there is a Memorial Day program service anywhere near where you live, please make an effort to attend. In the meantime, thanks for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless America, and remember, God loves you, and so do we. So long, everyone.
No.